And we welcome you here at Tracy Sellers Field, no longer The Rock, because we have a rebrand. Started on Friday night. They announced the rebrand. A former player, alum, and huge supporter of women's sports and, of course, softball. Tracy Sellers gets her name immortalized. She's not dead, but, like, you know what I mean. You're going to permanently have her be representation of Texas Tech softball. We're live here at Tracy Sellers Field. I'm Cade Welty. Alongside me, of course, is my partner in crime, Brett Ramirez. And then we have the Sam and Sam show for our volunteers. We have Sam Jensen and Sam Ulrich.
Sam squared.
So we have Sam squared.
Best way to do it.
What we're going to do is just get a little key in. When you hear Ulrich talk, he's going to go by Ulrich today. And when we refer to Sam, that is Sam Jensen. A little clarification for you folks at home.
I won the name this time.
You won the name this time.
That's right.
So we are getting ready for softball. Texas Tech comes in today at 33-2. Only 2 losses to Arizona and Nebraska. Coming off 2 straight ranked series wins. You get a series win, of course, yesterday via the run rule. And I clarified with Brett yesterday, and so I'll say the stat again. Set a program record for most run rules in a season already at 22. You probably expect to do it again here today. Boys, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling great. I feel like they can keep the sweep up, get the sweep going.
The weather's fantastic.
Weather's great.
Yeah, that's an added bonus. Is that the weather's nice? I know on Friday, if early in the day it felt like 27 according to my weather app, and it was 98 the day before.
Yep.
So that's Lubbock weather for you.
We said it. We made jokes before the broadcast on Friday. We're like, it's miserable, it's windy, it's cold. This is a home game for Iowa State.
And they proceeded to lose 9-1 in that game. And then yesterday, Texas Tech, of course, capping off the series win with a 10-2 win, a courtesy of Mia Williams with a walk-off homer in the bottom of the 5th. Sweet Jesus, we would call that one. Crushed it across the left field side off of the Big 12 logo, looking at it right there. So let's now go into what can Iowa State do. Samantha Lincoln will be in the circle today. Texas Tech rocking the all-pink uniforms, courtesy of Adidas in the new program they're starting. Every Sunday home game, women's softball teams across the country who are sponsored by Adidas get to wear a pink uniform. It is gorgeous.
I love the Louisville ones as well.
And then we have ketchup and mustard for Iowa State. Red batting helmets, yellow, not even they're yellow. Yellow mustard jerseys with red numbers, white pants, red Raiders, and all pink with red accents. Give me a little preview here. It's about a little over 2 minutes until first pitch. Start with you, Brett.
I mean, it's got to go back to what y'all were talking about yesterday. I mean, Iowa State, this whole series, honestly, this whole season has relied on solo hits. You got to get some runners in scoring position. And you got 2 home runs in the series already. But again, like I just said, they were solo hits. And you didn't give yourself a chance to really put yourself on the board very, very often because you don't have many runners on base. So make productive at-bats, get on base, and get hits.
And with you, Ulrich, what can we kind of expect for Samantha Lincoln here in the circle? What are you looking for?
Samantha Lincoln could be the ace on really possibly any major program in the country, but she is your 3rd best pitcher here at Texas Tech. It just adds some depth to this team who desperately needed some depth from last season. Now you kind of have the luxury of Samantha Lincoln pitching day 3 behind Nija Kennedy and Caitlin Terry. It's just sheer dominance this Texas Tech team has been this whole season.
And with you, Sam, what do you think Iowa State needs to do to get back on track, right? Iowa State so far in this series has only scored 3 runs. First game you scored 1. Yesterday you scored 2. 2 of them have been via the long ball. What can Iowa State do?
I think this is kind of an obvious statement, but I feel like they just need to make contact with the ball. They've got some great hitters on their team. Bartholomew and Clemens can really hit the long ball. Same with Mallett and Johnson. So I just think they just need to get the easy hits, and this is their best chance to do that because it's not Nija Kennedy, it's not Caitlin Terry, it's Samantha Lincoln. But that's still a very dangerous 3rd option for Tech to have as a pitcher. So I think they just need to make contact, get easy hits, but it's Samantha Lincoln, so I don't know if they'll be able to do that.
Yeah, and Jasmine Burns will be behind the dish for the Red Raiders. 3rd baseman panel, then Tony, Williams, and List. That's your infield. Then Spearman, Davis, and Caitlin Terry returning back to the outfield after her dominant pitching performance, which will kind of highlight in between innings. But We're 17 seconds away from softball happening here at Tracy Sellers Field. And now here's the first delivery from the lefty Lincoln. First pitch in there for strike number 1. And that is how we get things started on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And we're also now live on 88.1 The Raider. So if you're tuning in over on the FM side of things, we appreciate you, we love you. And if you're looking on YouTube, you can see me and Brett's beautiful faces. As here's the 0-1 pitch from Lincoln, and it's going to be down and outside for ball number 1. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Shout out Joel holding it down in the booth for us. We appreciate it. It was always Joel. It's not an easy job, especially with what happened today.
Got locked out of IMCOM. Trooper. Yes, he is. And speaking about troopers, Samantha Lincoln's really worked on her stuff from last year, and here's pitch is hit high in the air. Panel drifting into foul territory, and we'll make the grab to retire the first player of the day, that being Clemens. So, a little preview, by the way. Jesse Clemens is the leadoff. They have Tatum Johnson, then Reagan Bartholomew. And you have Cadence Shepard jumping up to 4th in the order, Brett. How did Shepard do yesterday when you were listening?
Pretty decent, I'd say. She has you talk about the two home runs Iowa State did this weekend. They all belong to her. And they've been off-speed pitches, so.
And now Lincoln's going to deliver to Johnson, and it's a liner out to center, and it's going to be dropped in. They think she caught it. We're going to get a full review, and they're going to say she caught it, got the glove under. Little scoop catch there, Sam.
Just a great play in the outfield. That was the type of hit that's just really hard to get a hold of, but Davis is just great at getting those difficult balls, so that was a great play.
Ulrich, there's many rules in softball, but one of the untold ones is you don't hit on Maya Davis.
Wrong, Sam.
I was talking to him. Oh, is he doing?
I'm
Sam. Sorry.
It's Sam, and then
sorry.
Ulrich
My
is the
fault.
bottom.
You know,
half.
it
My
couldn't be
fault.
It could
more
be
confusing.
more confusing. You were okay.
We're going to have a challenge here of did Maya Davis make the grab? Sam, what did you see there? What do you think? Give your overall kind of take on the play on the field.
I just feel like that was a great hit from who was up at bat? I don't got the numbers.
Tatum
Oh,
Johnson.
that's Tatum Johnson.
Tatum Johnson.
Okay, Tatum Johnson. I feel like that was a great hit. Really all you can ask for to just get an easy base hit, but Maya Davis was just right there to swoop it up. So I feel like that's not always going to go into the Tech glove. So if they keep doing hits like that, they'll probably be able to get on base a bit. But just a great play from Davis and really giving Lincoln some support in the outfield.
Yeah, and Brett, Johnson thinks she's safe on first. Can we get a little preview on Miss Tatum?
Yeah, she's 3rd on your team in hits. She has 34 and 103 at-bats, averaging 330. She leads the team in RBI, so when she's at her best, she's getting teammates in, but she's thinking she got on first base to start here at the top of the first.
So we get to play this game every series. I got to play it yesterday, so I'm excited that I get to now initiate it. We'll get all 4 takes on this. What do you think the call on the field was? They said out. They challenged, thinking Tatum is safe with just a single. So let's go down to Ulrich, then Sam, then Brett, and then we'll finish off with me.
I think it'll stand. The angle I had, it looked like she got the glove under.
I think she's out. I saw no ball I saw no contact with the ground. I think she got the ball pretty easily.
So she's out?
Yes. Sorry, I should have clarified that.
Okay,
I think she is out.
Yeah, I think she got the ball. That would be true. She did get the ball.
She did get the ball.
For once, I'm going to be the good guy here and say she's safe. I mean, out. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, she's out.
I don't
see. You're right. It is confusing. She's out.
Well,
she's
they're
out.
about to give us the final review. I think she is out on the field. There has to be conclusive evidence to overturn it. But the thing is, it did hit turf, so you could see the pellets fly up, which would make it easier to see if there's ground contact before the glove got under. Call on the field is confirmed, so that's going to be out number 2. So Johnson lines out officially in the scorebook, but courtesy to Maya Davis out there in center field, who's probably petitioning herself to be a Gold Glover this year.
Sam, there's many rules in softball, but one of the unsung ones you don't try to hit against Maya Davis.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
They need to add that one, I feel like, because nobody really thinks
It's really
about
hard.
Now it's going to bring up Reagan Bartholomew, the righty. Tall righty, too, with an open stance. First pitch in from Lincoln's going to be outside for ball number 1.
Bartholomew 4th in the Big 12 in average, right there at 457.
And that average has dropped a tiny bit down to 433, but, I mean, that's
what happens when you play
minuscule.
Texas softball.
She's ahead in the count early. 1 ball, no strikes. Lincoln's off speed goes off the glove of Burns and trickles all the way to the backstop for ball number 2. Burns gets it back. Gotta say, I cannot get enough of how good these uniforms look on the field.
They are fantastic.
Wish Iowa State had better ones.
But you can barely see like the name. Like, oh gosh.
Lincoln sets, and here's the 2-0 delivery, and it's hit high in there, soaring up. Spearman at the wall, looking up, trying to rob it. It's gone. Bartholomew homers early, and that's how they've scored majority of their runs. 3 or 4 runs scored in this series via the long ball for the Cyclones, and it's pretty tornadic here early as the Iowa State Cyclones get up 1-0 on Samantha Lincoln with 2 outs here in the top of the first.
You know what's interesting about that hit? She now has 7 home runs on the year. That's tied for the team lead. There's a 3-way tie for the Cyclones in home runs on the team. It's 7. You know, you talked a lot yesterday, Cade, about Texas Tech's giving up a lot of home runs this year. But again,
it's the 18th given up.
They're mainly solo shots. You don't worry too much about it because they're solo shots, and you can mitigate the damage.
It's going to bring up Cadence Shepard. The first pitch into her is going to be outside for ball number 1. So Lincoln is missing outside to the righties. Shepard, of course, having the 2 home runs. The first non-Cyclone homer besides her was just right in front of her, Bartholomew.
I was going to say, Sam, this is the one you got to worry about right now.
Right, she's the hot hand, so just give her the walk or do something. Or strike her out.
Yeah, off speeds right there for strike number 1, 1-1.
That was a confident pitch.
Yeah, Shepard's climbed the ladder, by the way, in this order. I think she was in the 7th to 8th starting on Friday. Now she's the 4th hole hitter. She's cleanup. 1-1 pitch in as the off speed is not going to be good enough for the home plate umpire, so it's going to be ball number 2. Fans don't like it. I'm either or on it.
It was close. I think it just dropped. I think it just got a little too low.
I just think Lincoln's not trying to give her anything. She's not risking it. She knows it's not worth it.
Glasgow doesn't like it.
Shepard has earned the respect from the pitching staff, and here's the 2-1 pitch, skied high. Tony drifting under, but Spearman will get her instead to make the grab. So Spearman gets a chance to catch this one. And now retire the Cyclones, but they get 1 hit, and that's, of course, a solo shot from Reagan Bartholomew. And now we'll bring in Ulrich for Sam squared action in between innings.
Sam squared.
I like that.
That's good. There's Glasgow giving it to the home plate umpire there. He didn't like that last pitch.
Your umpires are home plate Antonio Flores. Down at first base is John Baca. Second/third base umpire Brandon Blum.
Baca.
Baca. So far,
so
far Glasgow is not quite happy with Flores behind the plate. But Ulrich, what did you think of the home plate umpire? Because Glasgow's obviously been upset by it.
Yeah, you're just trying to kind of assert your dominance early. You want to eventually get those calls on the black. You know, starting down 1-0 isn't the most ideal, but this is a Texas Tech offense that hasn't been shut down really at all this season. And the wind is kind of blowing out to left field, so I was thinking of that home run. You know, right off the bat, I was like, okay, that's just a, pop fly to left. And you saw a left fielder start drifting back as my papers go flying.
That was me.
Oh, that was Sam's paper.
That was me.
Would you like some tape, Sam?
I might need some tape.
Here, have some tape.
Thank you.
Here, use as much as you need.
I appreciate it.
But that's West Texas for you. Windy, as we were just talking about the wind, too. So.
Yeah, and starting pitcher for the Cyclones, by the way, will be the one they've rode. I'd say, they have one horse. They have a prize horse they ride until the legs fall off. That being Lauren Sherman. And so, Brett, kind of break down what you saw from Sherman on Friday. She's pitched a little bit on Saturday. Now she's getting the opening start here on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Coming into the series, she was the Big 12 pitcher of the week. Was 4-0, held UH to only 10 hits. The big thing for me was she only walked UH batters twice. And just the game alone on Friday, she walked 8 batters. Which you can be like, okay, what was that? The only walking 2 was the oddity. She's walked 40 coming into the series, so.
She walked. She helped walk a lot of Red Raiders yesterday. They accumulated over 7 walks in that win, 10-2. So now bring up Maya Davis, who found her stride towards the end of yesterday's game. Before that, she was 1 for her last 10, but then finished with 2 for 4. So Sherman versus Davis, something we've said a lot in this series, and the first pitch is in there for strike numero 1. Davis, of course, has been the leadoff spot since Glasgow took over. Hasn't missed a day. One of the greatest abilities, reliability. There's the 0-1 pitch, and it's chopped into the net. And the third baseman makes a nice little grab. It's off the net from Andrews, so count moves to no balls, 2 strikes.
Not quite Desi Spearman, but good catch.
Now your infield for the Cyclones is Andrews, Bartholomew, Shepard, and Malott, and your infield forward behind the plate. I'll get you the outfield after this delivery. The 0-2 pitch, shot to the outfield, and Clemens going to be the one to make the grab. So Clemens retires Davis via the flyout, and so, of course, Clemens in left field, Johnson in center, and then rounding it out, Poole in right.
Sam, Kate alluded to it earlier, but this is, gosh dang it, sorry.
It is so confusing.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay if you mess up.
Yeah, well, we got it.
The Sams understand.
Sam squared. No, I'll get it to you in a second. Go ahead, Kate.
You're fine. I'll bring up Caitlin Terry, and we're actually going to get a time call. Pitch calm, not happy with it is Sherman, and she's going to swap them. She says, mine's dead. Third baseman, you don't need it. You're just going to get it anyway. So Caitlin Terry will be up to bat, and comes in today batting .536, Brett, but give me a little breakdown on KT in the 2-hole spot.
Man, what more could you want from KT? She broke the single consecutive hitting streak record yesterday, standing at 22, trying to add on to it now. Record that spanned 22 years.
Just now realized you can barely even make out the name on Iowa State's jersey. And here's a shot from Terry, and that's out of here. The liner into the net. Caitlin Terry ties it up. One swing is all it takes. KT keeping it hot. 23 games in a row with a hit. This time a long ball shot. Caitlin Terry ties it up 1-1 here in the bottom of the first.
I mean,
Sweet mother of God.
What can't Caitlin Terry do? I mean, she's 13-0 in the circle, and she makes it 23 straight games with a hit. And now Tech is 1 home run closer from breaking the program record for homers in the seasons. I think they needed 5 coming into this game, so 4 more could possibly see it today.
Well, speaking of homers, Mia Williams had the walk-off homer yesterday and the 10-2 victory that gave them the series win. They've yet to lose a series under Glasgow in Big 12 play. The only series they lost ever, the first pitches and their first strike, was the World Series finale against Texas, and you took that to 3. So Red Raiders pretty hard to beat in a 3-game stretch.
Or you didn't think Caitlin Terry wouldn't want to show out in the uniform she was the guest star in on social media, right?
Yeah, her and Nyjah. Nyjah doesn't even get the chance to really play in it. That first pitch, second pitch into Williams is in there for ball number 1, count evens. Williams talking to Flores, asking if the pitch was guaranteed a ball the whole time. Kind of asking for some curiosity there. Anyways, here's the Sherman 1-1 delivery, and it's chopped right into Sherman's glove. Fields it over to first. Nice flip, so that'll retire Williams. So both teams not really doing much other than hitting solo shots to left field, which Ulrich alluded to earlier. Might be because of the wind, but I think that KT ball is out in any conditions.
There was no chance.
Yeah, that one was. And that was a laser. I mean.
On one hand, you had Shepard doing the damage for Iowa State. Now you have Jackie Liss coming onto the plate.
This is becoming a regular sighting here as the first pitch into Liss is inside for ball number 1. Couldn't catch the corner of Sherman. Liss has kind of just now become the everyday first baseman starter. You have a platoon with her and Allred. So this is kind of your new lineup, by the way. This is the lineup you're going to see majority of every game. And that being Liss over at first. And here's the section pitch to Liss, and it's a liner, and bounces right in front of Clemens for a single.
Jackie Liss has brought up her hitting average from 408 to 438 just in this weekend alone.
I think I said yesterday, and Ulrich, you can back me up on this as Taylor Pandel's up to bat next. Liss is maybe the hardest person to put away because she puts together really good at-bats, and she has enough strength to take the ball wherever it needs to go.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. The ability to work the count, to kind of put the pitcher into these high-leverage situations.
There's a chopper, and Sherman misplayed it, and Pandel's going to be safe at first. Oh, off the bag is Liss. We're in a rundown. Liss running back to second. Throw it back over to Bartholomew. She tags Liss. Not enough speed to get out of that. So the error kind of helps Iowa State, actually, because Liss was just running it out, trying to maybe pray for an overthrow at first. So Red Raiders get 2 hits, theoretically. 1 run, solo shot from KT, and we'll go back to the top of the second, where we'll bring in Sam squared.
Ulrich, that's kind of you don't really see that every often.
No, that was That's interesting. I don't know how to score that because they said it wasn't an error, but it's not a hit either. So that's just something that you kind of like, shove under the rug.
That's a tough play for Jackie List as well.
Yeah, I think you would just maybe call it a hit from panel, but then an out and
Yeah, it would just be. I think so.
a caught stealing. You could just write it down as the easiest one to put down.
After all is said and done, it's an out.
It's out. Yeah. After all said and done, it's tied up 1-1 at the top of the second. So, Sam, I'm going to throw it to you. Other than the solo shot from Lincoln, what do you want to kind of see her build upon from the first?
I guess just consistency, just more. I guess just more contact with it. Caitlin Terry was a great way to start it, just an easy solo homer. I think just more of that. Even if it's not homers, just getting it down the line, just singles, doubles, really just getting on the base and then getting this to a similar run rule like the first 2 games were.
Yeah, and something to keep note of is Jasmine Burns catching for really the first time in a while, not really used behind the plate. Quiroga yesterday did not suit up. So something to keep watch of is second game in a row of no laggy Quiroga after hitting the walk-off homer on Friday night. That's how the Red Raiders have won both games. Walk-off run rules. It's kind of a fun little tale. But anything, we'll get back to softball here with Carly Ford up to bat. Ford had a terrible outing yesterday behind the dish. Error after blunder, so she knows she's trying to maybe make up for that via the bats. So after this pitch, Brett will kind of give us a little breakdown on Carly. Carly waits for the delivery from Lincoln, and here's that first pitch is in there for strike numero 1.
Yeah, and it's interesting you talk about the errors and everything. She's a decent hitter, too. She's averaging .354 and 99 at-bats coming into the game. She has 21 runs on the year. Just hasn't been really able to find the ball much this weekend.
No, and neither defensively. A couple misplays from it as that pitch is in there for ball number 1 in the dirt. Burns can't pick it up. There's oil on it. Or actually, we're going to get a time. I was joking about the oil on it. I think it hit her pitch comp, so they're going to have to exchange that out.
But no, back to Ford. I mean, you look at last year, she only appeared in 29 games. She was given a bigger role this time. I mean, she'd taken advantage of it, just not able to do anything this weekend.
Yeah, Iowa State relies heavily on development of their players. Ford has a weird stance. The back foot is a jar to the front. Usually you see the front foot out behind the back foot. That off-speed gets in there for strike number 2.
You're going to notice on that pitch, Sam, Lincoln, usually when she pitches, she's a stick. It's not much. There's not much movement. She leaned all the way forward to give her that pitch on that time.
Yeah, no, I think she's putting in all the effort to get the pitch there. Just make it, I guess, an easy out for Tech.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Got her dancing and going back to the dugout. Ford goes. Just misses the off speed. That had some nice cut to it. So that'll be out number 1. Now it's going to bring up Cindy Malott, who's continued to drop in the order. I think she started, what, 3rd?
Yeah,
on Friday. And she's now dropped to 6th in the batting lineup. And she's a righty, so it's not like it's a platoon issue because with Lincoln as a left-hander. So here's the first pitch into her, swing and a miss, and there's probably a reason why she's dropped to 6th in the order.
Sam, another thing you'll notice with Lincoln's pitch, she looks like a figure skater. It's graceful. There's a lot of movement in it, but she likes to stand tall. And that's how it's interesting. It's interesting. I can see it right here.
There's that tall delivery, and that pitch is outside for ball number 1. 1-1 is your account if you're just now joining us. Teams have traded solo shots. It was Bartholomew in the first for Iowa State. Then in the bottom of the first, Caitlin Terry tied it up on a swing, both to left field. Now here in the top of the first with 1 out and 1-1 to Cindy Malott. And here's that 1-1 delivery, and the off-speed's not going to be good enough for Flores behind the plate. Fans don't like it.
You know what's interesting about that, though? Samantha Lincoln last year, she wasn't sure if that was going to be a strike or not. Now she's guessing, like, are you sure that's not a strike?
It's the growth from Lincoln. 1.25 ERA coming into the series, first appearance in this series. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Chop foul to the right side of the net. Burns will go pick it up, though, and exchange? Yeah, we're going to get an exchange of softballs. Burns didn't like that one. Flips it over to Lincoln.
I think there's a lot more confidence from Lincoln because I feel like it's a lot easier with her now being the 3rd pitching option. I guess it's a lot less weight on her, and she's having a fantastic season despite that. So I just think, she's the top ERA leader in the team, so I just think that with her being third, is really working out for her.
Here's the 2-2 delivery, and the off-speed's in there for strike number 3. Caught her looking.
That's nasty.
You want to buy anything? No, just looking. So that's going to bring up Victoria Prado, who I said yesterday was an odd spot to bring her in a kind of a pinch hitter situation with 2 runners on, and she hits a double to the outfield and brought one of the only run scored from Iowa State, not via the long ball. So after this pitch, Brett will kind of give us a breakdown of Victoria Prado. But here's the first delivery to the lefty, and it's chopped to the net, foul for strike number 1.
Prado is the definition of taking advantage in the limited availability you get. She had going into this weekend. She was batting .596. Whoa! It was on 19. It was on 19 at-bat appearances. So she can get on.
You'd like to see that sample size maybe increase.
Exactly.
Lincoln working really low into the pitch clock. It's down to 7, and here's that off-speed delivery. That changeup right now is cooking.
Dealing,
chest high for strike number 2. So Prado, you said taking advantage of her limited appearances. So far not doing that. Down in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes to Lincoln.
So Lincoln's taking advantage of her opportunity too.
Yeah, kind of dangerous when your ERA leader's your third pitcher in the lineup and has the best whip. And, oh, that's a sword right there. I know, holds it up. Ooh. Everyone in the building thought it was strike 3, even me, and I think Prado did as well.
Yeah.
She catches a break, moves to ball number 1. Ulrich has his mouth wide open. If you don't close that soon, a bug might fly in. We'll get Ulrich's take here in a second, in between innings, on what he thought of that.
Yeah, I think he has a lot to say.
But don't worry, Sam Squared picked him up. This is really fun. I like having 2 Sams on the broadcast. Here's the 1-2 delivery from Sam, and it's chopped in the Iowa State Cyclone dugout.
Cyclone?
Cyclone.
Dang.
I meant to say Cyclone.
I know you run ruled him twice. You don't have to call them clowns for it.
It's a Cyclone.
I know.
It's a Cyclone.
Their jerseys make them look like clowns, but
Ronald McDonald would be proud.
To me, they look like from Dodgeball, the average Joe's jersey, just a little bit.
That's a good
ball
call.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Literally. The colors of it.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Sam, and that's not going to be good enough. So count's going to even 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sam misses inside on the off speed to the lefty Prado. Lefty on lefty. Lincoln rarely kind of sees that nowadays because they really try to platoon a lot of right-handers against her.
This is a situation Sam doesn't like to be in. Not you, Sam. Sam, Lincoln.
Yes, I'm okay with this situation.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's chopped to Lincoln.
Wow.
What a glove play. We'll flip it over to first. We've seen outstanding play in the field from the pitching staff all throughout the weekend. Kennedy on Friday had a diving stop. Was it a diving stop?
She did. She reached down and flashed leather and just caught it.
And then yesterday, Caitlin Terry had a couple good plays. Sherman made a couple good plays already, and so Lincoln picking up all the pitches left off. But Iowa State does nothing there. No runs, no hits, no errors. They bring, of course, nobody on base because of that. Head to the bottom of the second, where we're bringing Sam Squared for the group. Oh, a little thing of note, that was Samantha Lincoln's 3rd home run allowed this year, was back in the 1st. But Ulrich, you had a pretty tell sign of what you thought of the appeal to the third base umpire. I kind of want to get your take on what you saw there.
Yeah, it in my opinion, pretty clearly broke the plane. But I feel like the check swing is one of the most sort of up-in-the-air interpretations that can vary from umpire to umpire because there's no really definitive rule of – I know in, the minor leagues and MLB, you're allowed to challenge, check swings to see if they broke the plane, which is something very interesting. But sometimes you don't have a good enough angle down at third base. But I obviously thought she went.
I will say I agree with you. I think check swings are the hardest thing to rule. The other judgment call I think is really hard is obstruction.
Yeah. Because
it's what is the lane. We saw that yesterday. Glasgow challenged for obstruction. Of course, there was no obstruction. They gave Dave. It was Williams. They gave Williams a clear lane to get in. The Fries win the rally, by the way. So for anyone who's in the ballpark listening, Fries have won. I don't know what that means, but Fries have won. By the way, due up in the inning is going to be Burns, Spearman, and Haley Toney. So that'll be 6, 7, and 8.
What's your favorite number?
It's not my favorite number.
That's your favorite number.
I think that is your favorite number.
Sam Squared would know.
I heard it.
That's right.
The Sams would know.
So do y'all get into Sam's Club for free?
You know, that's always. I feel like that should just be like a given. Like I feel like we should just get in for free.
Can I be in the Sam's? This is the Sam's Club.
Yeah.
Can I be in the Sam's Club?
Welcome.
Let's go. You can't be in it, Kate. Sorry.
I'm Cade. I'm not allowed in the Sam's Club. Now we'll bring up Jasmine Burns, which Brett will highlight here in a second. But she's been red hot here recently, and here's the first pitch to her. Sent way high and foul. Bring your glove to a game and maybe a windshield protector while you're at it.
Yeah, Jazzy Burns, man, transfer from Ohio State. Came into this series batting .367. Got it down just a little bit, but power hitter.
Yeah, it's only dropped 8 points,
Yeah,
359 now. Not much of a difference. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Burns, and it's kind of the same result, but it stays within the park this time into the net.
She wanted to validate me there, but just a little bit outside.
No balls, 2 strikes. So Sherman getting ahead early, working quick in that pitch clock, by the way. Burns a very open stance. She starts closed and then waits for Sherman to set, and she sets her foot way out and then brings it back in for timing, and that one bounces in the dirt. Earthworm killer, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Jazzy coming off a 2 RBI, 1 hit performance yesterday.
And the UCF series had 2 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Wind is whipping, by the way. This is the most I've seen the flags move since Friday night, and Burns did not like that one. Obviously so, is outside for ball number 2, count evens.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Taking the ball and then looked like she was walking back to the dugout there. I thought she got struck out looking. I was very confused.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's shot over past Andrew's glove, so it'll be for a single for Burns. So the leadoff hitter is on for the Red Raiders here in the bottom of the second. And now we have Desiree Spearman. And Brett, would you rather have a Spearman or a Sherman?
I'd rather Sherman walk a Spearman, in my opinion. You know what? No. Give me. I'm overanalyzing this. Give me a Spearman every single day of the week.
Give you a Spearman.
Overanalyzing it.
So we're gonna have a kind of bit of a meeting. They're wearing, okay, I really want what the coaching staff is wearing. They're not wearing pink, but it's the Adidas logo with little rose petals around it.
It's sick.
It reminds me of when they make the Rose Parade merch and the Rose Bowl merch for games. It's very similar to that.
They're going to bring a pinch hitter on for Jazzy Burns. Believe it's Michaela Garcia?
Yeah, pinch runner Michaela Garcia. It's predominantly when she's used, by the way. Her and Halliman kind of trade off. The difference is Garcia doesn't play in the field. Garcia's kind of just embraced the I'm going to run the bases role.
And she can run them.
But you got to applaud Burns. It's the first time she's been pinch ran for. She's catching it. That's probably why. But the last couple games, she's been running the bases for herself.
Yeah. She has 10 runs scored on the year.
So that's going to bring in Desiree Spearman, which Brett will allude to here in a second. The first pitch into Spearman is inside for ball number 1. As Spearman loves to crowd that plate there.
Yeah. You know, just about every single at-bat she's going to do, she's going to have to move out of the way of the ball because she likes to get right on top of it, work that count. She's gotten so familiar with working the count late and getting a good hit.
And there's the second pitch into Spearman. It's the same result, ball 2, but this time outside and away. So 2 balls, no strikes. Jasmine Burns gets a leadoff hit, and Michaela Garcia now running for her over at first. Spearman's average at 383. Another transfer that I think was just overlooked because of all the high value you brought in. And here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's outside for ball number 3. One of the best players in the Mountain West last year.
And she's rocking the pink bat today.
Mm-hmm.
Matching the jerseys.
It's a photographer's dream day. It's beautiful sunny skies, and it's really nice pink jerseys, and it's a 4-pitch walk for Spearman. So you were right.
So what did I say?
You said you'd rather have a Sherman walk or Spearman. Well, she did it in 4 pitches for you. And that's going to bring up Haley Toney with 2 runners on and nobody out. And Ford's going to take a second to rethink this.
I don't blame her.
Yeah, while we have a break here, let's kind of go back to Samantha Lincoln and Brett. We never really broke down Samantha Lincoln's stats coming into today, so kind of let's give her credit now while we have a circle meeting for Iowa State.
You know, I like the point that Sam made earlier when he was like, she's a winner. Coming into this game, she's 6-0.
The 2 losses are charged to Nigel Candy.
Yep. So I mean, there's no blemishes on her record. The only real dink on her record in the past has been that grand slam walk-off she gave to UNT last year. But since then.
And first pitch into Tony's in there for a strike. Was trying to show bunt. Doesn't get anything. Yeah, it's really interesting you say that because Lincoln kind of helped guide you at the very last game of the year last year when, unfortunately,
They figured
Texas
Nyjah
saw
had
too many pitches from Nyjah and eventually got to her. But we're here in 2026. We don't care about the pass. And here's the 0-1 pitch to Tony. It's fouled into the right-hander's batter box for strike number 2, not ball number 2. That's impossible. You can't foul off 2 pitches and be in the end of the count. So 2 runners on, but 2 strikes for Tony and no balls.
Haley Tony coming off 1 hit and 1 RBI yesterday.
It was a good swing too. It was very Haley Tony-esque. There's that 0-2 delivery from Sherman and a chopper over to Sherman. She's going to flip it over to and then just throws it into the dugout. Threw it in the dugout. Garcia's going to get home. And there's your traffic by bringing Garcia on. Creates that pressure, and every runner moves up. And Tony took second all the way on that. So they're going to score to 2 errors already.
That was an errant throw by Sherman that time. There was no. She hesitated for a second. She didn't throw with the weight of her arm. She threw it forward.
You saw that yesterday. She made the right call eventually. It's actually what happened to the obstruction play when Williams came home to score and she was thrown out. Sherman almost bobbled the throw to home because she was too worried about making the perfect play. She tried to get the lead runner out and got none of them instead. So it's going to be up Lauren Allred for pitch number 1.
And I think the threat of Garcia was in the back of the mind there, and she just kind of rushed that through. She had a little bit more time to get that out at third. And
Bear clawed it, man.
Allred, your designated player today. Here's the second pitch into Allred, and it's not going to be good enough chest high for 2 balls, no strikes. They missed the first pitch to Allred. I just want to point that out on the scoreboard. There it goes. Pretty a swing in sports. There's 2 runners on to maybe cash those in. That being Spearman and Tony. And here's the 2-0 pitch, and she sends it right over to short, and it's another bobble, and it's an error. That's going to score Spearman. Andrews with an error. That's error number 3 already, and we're in the bottom of the second.
Kate, you talk about it all the time. The dirt out here in Tracy Sellers Field is weird. Haley Tony has had several instances where that happened. That happened against A&M Corpus Christi, happened against UNT. Everyone's getting a piece of it.
Really smart time here for Mr. Pinkerton. Because, well, you've now just seen back-to-back errors, and they weren't hard plays to make. They are routine plays that you are just not executing at the highest level. You have Sherman throwing it into the dugout of Texas Tech, which is quite a task in its own. And then Andrews bobbling it there. They're worried about making the play and just trying to get an out here. And when you start pressing, and it was a big discussion yesterday of how much pressure Tech can put on you in different ways. You're seeing it with the base running, and that's kind of the Glasgow mantra, Brett and Sam, is can you stop them from creating that much pressure? And the answer is really no. But now it's going to bring up Maya Davis, so she batted through the lineup already, and now she's going to send a bunt, and that's what you should do. There's no one over at first.
Goodness.
Sherman just threw it into the right field. Davis is turning for third, and she's going to be in safe. 2 runners score on another error. It was a bunt to Sherman. Sherman threw it over to first. There was no one home, and everyone's running, and it's all laughs and smiles for Texas Tech. Delirium gas has been consumed here for the Cyclones.
I've never seen a bunt laid down and first baseman isn't there to cover first.
Malott went on the second base line trying to make the play at second. There's nobody home for Sherman. That's a miscommunication of the worst possible degree.
So they gave her hit and then the error that got her to third.
Yeah, it's an error for advancement of the runners.
Wow.
But a hit for Davis, and here's the first pitch to Terry, and she chops it over to second. It's off the chest. Oh my goodness! But they finally get it out, and Davis gets home. So you finally manufacture a run via a sacrifice. You've yet to get a run on a hit in a while, by the way. They've been all unearned and all error for
4 errors on the day for Iowa State.
Your first out's the person who hit a homer off you, and a great job by Shepard there because she almost bobbled that one. Groundhog Day is kind of taking over, and now that'll bring up Mia Williams. The first pitch into Williams. She wanted to swing at that one off speed. Got her swinging, so strike number 1.
Sam Infield's playing a little more out with the threat of Mia Williams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she is your power threat. Walking it off yesterday.
And here's a shot out to the outfield that's going to get in the gap. So Williams is going to turn for second. It's going to be a close play and dives in there safely.
Well, you'll notice it right there. She bobbled that last catch in the dirt.
And now we're going to get, she's going to go give her equipment over. First base coach. That's going to bring up Jackie Lentz. So we're batting through the lineup with one out here. If you're just now joining us, oh my God, you've missed a circus. 4 errors and 5 hits for the Red Raiders. 4 errors, of course, Iowa State is committed. You just missed a blunder with Sherman for Davis, by the way. We'll break it down if you're just now joining us. We actually have a pitching change. So while that happens, we'll break that down. Sherman in this inning has thrown it to the third base dugout, which is the home dugout for Texas Tech. Then a bunt was hit over to her, and she threw it over to first with no one home. She almost hit Davis, threw it in the outfield, and Davis gets all the way to third. I think that's 4 runs scored on unearned plays. And now you're going to bring in Jaden Ralston, who actually pitched pretty well for the first couple innings there. Now we'll break down Ralston. Sorry for the peak of the audio. It's fixing it.
Good. I mean, this pitching staff, if it's not Sherman, it has to be Ralston. The other 3 don't have much experience. She came into this weekend averaging with an 3 ERA of 3.69, 1-3 and 15 appearances. Well, she doesn't like to give. She doesn't give up many home runs though. She's only given up 3 on the year. So.
And Jackie Liss is coming to bat. She hasn't hit a home run in a while.
That's a bad recipe, man.
So Liss is having a fun conversation with panel. If you're the Red Raiders, all you can do is but laugh because you are putting pressure on them, but you're like, we're not really doing anything.
You got more runs than you've gotten hits today. Like usually it's the other way around, but if you're the Red Raiders, you want to challenge this Iowa State defense. Like Mia Williams did that, testing the arm in the outfield and heading to second. The ball with the throw
or even
coming
Davis
in.
Immediately hitting a bunt to Sherman, who's already in her head about throwing. The first pitch into Liss is just high for ball number 1, a little inside.
I was about to say, Oris, they're challenging themselves.
Yeah.
They're making it too hard.
Yeah, this is your Iowa State. You just want to get out of this.
They're practicing pop fly lineup. Orich had a really funny remark. He said if he did that, they would only be home runs, and second pitch into Liss is in there for strike, so it evens. They should have been maybe practicing ground ball practice instead of pop fly practice. Got the scouting report maybe a little bit wrong so far. So 1 runner on, that is Williams over at second. She's had a double to the gap. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Liss, and it's hit high in the air, and it's going to fall over this. Yep, fell over Bartholomew's head. Oh, did she make the grab? No. She blocked me off. It bounced immediately into her glove. It looked like she caught it, but she didn't. So bloop single. Everything's kind of going the Red Raiders' way, and thank you for Iowa State. You just win again this inning. That's really hard with Taylor Panel coming up.
Ulrich, we're gonna play shortstop here real quick. When you get that pop in the middle of the field, you have to turn over the shoulder that you have your glove in. You turn over the left, you lose a half second on that play.
And if she did, she would have gotten there.
First pitch into Panel. That's a high heat, nice right down the middle. Strike number 1.
As a right fielder, I got yelled at that by my coach. That's way too many times.
You see, as a catcher, I didn't have to worry about any of that. The only pop I had to make was right in front of me. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Panel. It's down and inside for ball number 1. So count moves to 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 runners on here, 1 out for the Red Raiders. They've plated 6 runs on 6 hits and had 4 errors help them as well. Ay, that's all you can really say. Outfield seating's a little bit dim today. Not as many people in Panel. Sends a shot down the third base line, but foul. Good hustle there from Clemens. She's kind of the only one who showed up defensively today. Not a hard task to do, but it is one indeed.
They're playing like they're mad that they're wearing these uniforms.
I would play mad too if I was wearing those. Especially when the other team going against is in these brand new pink uniforms. Right? I would be pretty upset too.
What the heck, Nike?
Fire department's coming on by. They're probably trying to rescue Iowa State's defense.
It's on life support.
Yeah. Needs CPR immediately. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and it's way inside for ball number 2. Panel to get out of the way. You a fan of taking the free hit by pitch, or?
Absolutely.
Yeah. The chances are it could happen, man, with how this is going right now.
We'll see if it happens. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Panel hits it high in the air into the concourse, and bring your glove to a game. That's a Brothers Roofing foul ball. You do get a concession.
You get it and return it back.
Yeah, you get a little concession voucher, redeemable for something.
Only the first time though.
Yes, you can only do 1 per game. Yeah, you can't go get every ball and get unlimited hot dogs. Here's the 2-2 pitch, hit high in the air. It's actually going to hit the net like right in front of Ulrich. It goes off that net, rolls into the concourse, and hits to the media table. And you did not bring your glove to a game. Hey, he turned the wrong shoulder. He did what Bartholomew did. He turned glove side to catch it.
He wasn't watching.
No.
Put him out there as shortstop. He could not be any worse.
forward, pointing a little bit of directions over to her third baseman, Andrews. Maybe field the ball. Is that what they're asking them to do? I don't know. Here's the 2-2 delivery to Panel. It's heading to the net. So we'll try it again, keep the count the same.
Ulrich, one of the main things that Glasgow wants from his players is to force the pitcher to give them the pitch they want. Yeah. After the first two that Ralston threw was down and away, Taylor Panel's getting into that zone now, and she's getting contact.
Yeah, and it's so frustrating as a pitcher. You're in this high leverage situation, and Panel just fouling off 3 straight.
Oh, a hit her in the head.
She's good.
Hit her in the helmet or the head. Hit it more in the back part, so she should be okay, and she's going to take the nice trot over to first.
What did we say like 4 minutes ago?
The profit strikes again, let me just say that. I've never seen that. That was a loud hit. That was louder than a smack of a bat.
Bro, she looked at us.
I mean, and that's why you wear the helmet.
Yeah. That's why you bring your helmet to a game, because you need it. You actually can't bat without it.
This is Jazzy Burns' favorite position to be in right here.
What, Grand Slam?
Grand Slam. She hit one earlier in the year. She has it too. She hit one back in Florida. She hit one, I believe, was it Houston or was it?
Either Houston or here.
It was somewhere. It was in conference play.
It was somewhere. Somewhere along the lines, Burns has hit 2 Grand Slams. We could see a third one.
Nonetheless, this is Jazzy time.
See, this would be the time that Iowa State somehow turns a magical double play.
Right?
The way this inning has gone, a bunny could get on the field and pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Dave, why would you say that? We've said multiple things today, and then they eventually happen.
Well, here's the first pitch to Burns. It's in there for strike number 1. I was just saying, just the way this game is played out, it would not shock me at the point we're at.
And then Ralston's like, the best I can do is another hit in the head.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
Oh, did you say double hit in the head? I mean, my bad. That was bad. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Burns, and it's hit high in the air, sky high. Bartholomew, it's going to be interesting to see if she can make the catch.
Oh,
she will. Well, they called infield fly, so even if she dropped it, Burns is out. So I'm not giving them credit for that, because an infield fly is guaranteed out.
A lot less pressure when the infield fly rule gets called.
Well, that's going to bring up Desiree Spearman. We've almost batted through the entire lineup here.
I think we have.
We've batted through it once, just in this inning.
Yeah, we have. Started with Jazzy Burns, I believe.
Oh, wow. So, we've batted through the lineup twice in different ways. Spearman will take outside for ball number 1. Bases are loaded. It's Williams, whose double feels like it was an hour ago, on third. On second is Caitlin Terry, and over on first is Taylor Panel. Sorry, not Caitlin Terry. I don't know why I said that. It's Jackie Liss at second. 2 balls, no strikes on Spearman. I apologize for the confusion.
Desi blasted a 2-run shot to open the series on Friday.
You trying to call your shot there?
Center field.
Oh, it's a liner down the third base line. It's going to be fair. It's just on the line. Jackie Lisson to score. Williams, of course, ahead of her. Panel to her third, and Spearman with a stand-up double.
Now, it wasn't 4.
No.
But it was 2.
7 runs here in the bottom of the second, and they've. I want to know after this inning, we got to find out how many are unearned.
Yeah. That's going to be the question of the inning, is how many of these runs are earned.
Anything we're going to now have Pinkerton come talk to the home plate umpire. He wants to know if it's fair. It's on the line.
It's a close call.
Here's the issue, though. It's straight on the line, and they called fair. If they review it, we're going to have the same kind of situation with the steal.
And they've already challenged 1.
Yeah, you get 2 per game.
So, I mean, at this point,
you don't have much to lose now.
Losing the last challenge isn't going to be the end of the world.
No, and it saves you 2 runs. I mean,
you're in jeopardy of going down 8.
Well, yeah, no, this meeting's taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Pinkerton. He's just trying to shore up something.
I can tell a fun fact here.
Okay.
Ashley Miner, one of the players for Iowa State, she went to my high school.
That makes it 2 players this year that Brett has gone to high school with. One hated him, and the other one never knew him.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you do?
Exist, apparently.
It's the same thing for me to Brett. Why is he hate me? I just exist.
I love Cade.
Oh, thanks. Here's the first pitch into Coney, and that's gone. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile.
You know what else I love, Cade? Haley Tony Oppo Taco, bro. That's crazy.
Get you some salsa and guac on that next time. As now Tony's going to trot on home. First time she's homer since the Houston series.
Yep. That's got to feel good for Haley Tony. It's It's been kind of back-to-back seasons for her. She didn't homer for like 2 consecutive weeks before that game, I believe, against Brown or Mississippi State.
Correct. And then she caught fire.
Yeah, and she got two in that game. So it's got to feel good for HT.
Well, it's an official 10-run inning here.
Scoreboard.
You are now playing to 5.
The second inning can't put up 10 runs, so it looks like it's good. It's a tie game.
Yeah, you've somehow magically put up 11 runs on the scoreboard saying 1.
That is so mean.
Well, here's speaking about mean. You have to now go against Lauren Allred. No days off, and Ralston hated that call from the umpire. Umpire kind of cocked his head like a dog, like when you talk to them, kind of peered his ears up. Yeah, exactly like that, Brett. I was like, really? Anyways, we're at the 9-hole hitter Allred, so that's a 1-0 pitch, and it's going to be 2-0 now, chest high.
She can't be mad at that one.
No.
Well high.
When you miss it, you miss it. Fun fact. Ulrich asked for it to break the home run record for a season in this game, and you're in a close spot for it.
She won a yard on that one.
I believe you need
3 more.
3 more to pot. I don't know if it's 3 to break or 3 to tie.
Well, in between innings, we'll get a
We'll
stat
get an
keeper.
official.
But here's this pitch into Allred. It's fouled right in the net. If there was no net right there, I'm catching it.
That was right to you.
And I don't need a glove because I got 2 big old paws.
Paws.
Thanks for the dead silence. That was really nice.
No, it was funny.
There's not much.
If
we can say
it's dead
after that.
silent, if it's dead silent, I'm probably laughing.
Oh, I appreciate that. All right, well, here we go. 2-2-2 is your scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for the 9-hole hitter Allred, and it's going to be outside for 3 balls, 2 strikes. So the count moves to full, and Ralston and Iowa State can kind of taste getting out of this inning. And
They're thinking about getting.
Yeah, they want to get out. They want to get off the field.
They're thinking about getting out of Lubbock.
We have the weather warmed up.
It's not. We're not in Ames anymore.
All right.
Okay, my fault.
Nothing. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and it's high in there over in the concourse. Look out for your windshields. Count stays the same, of course. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We have movement in the bullpen for Iowa State. We almost said Arizona State, and that's going to be Liv Palumbo. And now we're going to get a time call. Ralston didn't like the pitch, which, with quite frankly, with how Iowa State's throwing today, I don't think any pitch has been good. And he just dropped, and the concourse guy dropped 2 balls. Now this woman right in front of us picked it up. Does that mean she gets a free meal? Because she found the ball, and that's going to be ball number 4 to Allred.
We'll never know.
So the inning continues, and Maya Davis has already batted once in this inning. This is going to be her 3rd at-bat of the day, and we're in the bottom of the 2nd. Could be in for a long day. 8 for 15 the Red Raiders are. That's good for .533 batting average. Only 2 walks.
The longer I get to look at these pink jerseys, the better.
Yes, I agree. Well, we should see him a lot more often.
You gonna see him next?
No, we don't play on Sunday next week. BYU
right.
comes to town this
BYU.
week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh
Davis
my
hits a sky-high shot. See you later, ball into the outfield seats. That's a 2-run shot for Davis, 6 on the year. Maya Davis is right where she left off, and kind of gives a nice little Jordan shrug at that point. Orich, how are you scoring this inning?
I'm now, when they batted through, it's just on the 3rd inning. So, we're not going, this is a baseball scorecard, so they don't play 9 innings anyway. Not going to play the full 7 today, I don't feel like either.
What do you mean?
Well, when you get 13-1.
Yeah, and the inning's still going. So now I double-checked. I believe my notes are correct. So you needed 5 to tie. So you got 2.
You're 2 away.
You're 2 away. So
now we're going to have another pitching change. It's not Palumbo. It is a new one. It's going to be Mullen. One of the only
it can't
transfers.
get worse.
Yeah.
It can't get worse, really.
Yeah, Brett. Key us in on Ava Mullen, the right-handed pitcher, junior right-handed pitcher from
Michigan State. Grew up in New Buffalo, Michigan. I learned the new city when I was researching her. 4.42 ERA.
Well, it was the New Buffalo, right?
New Buffalo.
The hour with the old and with the new.
Anyway, she has 3. She's 3-3 in 19 appearances. 4 home runs given up on the year. You talking about the transfer? You talk about transfer. She's played in the Big Ten. Saw her really jump up for Michigan State in her sophomore year. pitching 5 times as many innings as her freshman year. So she has the experience playing in a high major conference, just not getting much run here at Iowa State.
And that first off speed pitch he kind of threw over to Ford was
looking like she didn't get much of a appearance.
It was quite the pitch. I think that's one way of putting it. So you have Caitlin Terry up. She was one of the lone outs recorded in this inning. She's responsible for 50% of the outs because she only have 2 in the inning, obviously. But it's all smiles and laughs for the Red Raiders.
I was just about to say, Ulrich, you know my favorite thing is when a team comes to town and they're all bubbly in the dugout, and then they go down like 5, 10, like at this point 12, and now look at the dugout.
You know, the hacky sack they did about 45 minutes before the game. I guess that really didn't help them with the ground balls.
They're getting sacked right now, man. Jeez.
Here's the first pitch to Terry, and that's down and away. Prayers to the grounds crew because Mullen's tearing it up down there. 1 ball, no strikes to Terry.
Ulrich, the hand motion there was interesting, kind of corkscrewed. It wasn't like a complete circle, kind of like took a figure 8. Like, look at that.
And it's working, though. It gets in there for strike number 1. So count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike to Terry.
Looking like the you're watching Disney Channel. I
was never a Disney Channel kid, but I got the reference. Yeah.
Are you okay?
I get the reference. Yeah, I get the reference. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and it's Sam Rizzo's the first pitch in the at-bat down for strike for ball number 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike on Terry. Terry gets out. She'll be responsible for 2 of the 3 outs in this inning, and that would be kind of disappointing for all the KT supporters out there. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Terry, and it's inside chest high for ball number 3. So 3-1.
Came out to stop you right there. KT never disappoints her fans.
That's right. She already extended the hitting streak, so she's good. She got the pressure off.
Yeah, and it was via the home run. I mean, she tied that home run feels like a mile ago. Here's the pitch to Terry, and it's going to be sent over past Shepard. So another hit. So even if she didn't hit the home run, she continues it there. So now you're going to have Williams
I'm going to call it the bibbity-bobbity-boo pitch.
Okay.
She's like she's playing with a wand.
The bibbity-bobbity-boo.
Bibbity-bobbity-boo.
Well, it's going to bring up Mia Williams, who hit a double earlier this inning.
Only.
Yeah, kind of a disappointment.
Yeah, the screen does say 1-0 to 1-2. So
first pitch to Williams, and it's down and outside for ball number 1. So Terry on first. Remember, Allred walked on a 3-2 pitch that was uncompetitive, and then the first pitch Davis saw was a sky rocket to the right field seats, and now Williams fouls that one off to even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Ford going to go play pickup. Toss it over the home plate umpire. Home plate umpire is going to inspect the ball. Is the ball good enough to play? It is.
Ulrich, ISU is winning this game.
Yeah. Some stuff would have to go horribly wrong for us to not even run rule this game.
You never know in the game of softball.
I don't want to hear it.
Here's the 1-1 delivery, and it's outside for ball number 2.
Yeah,
so 2 balls, 1 strike.
This and baseball, the sport's without a clock, so anything is possible.
This game could go until 7 p.m. if we really wanted it to.
I got homework. I can't. I don't think I want that.
I don't want to
Please reverse that.
Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's down away for ball number 3.
I understand you're the prophet, but can you
really,
be wrong about this one?
It's really weird to figure out that somehow Iowa State in this inning got 2 outs. Just kind of how that game's moving. So anyways, here's the 3-1 pitch to Williams, and it's going to be ball number 4. So we'll continue the inning here on KTXT, the Raider Area .1. This inning's gone on so long we have to do a tagline in the middle of it to figure out what our station identification is. So,
listen, Ulrich, I understand you don't want to pitch. You don't want to give Mia Williams a chance to get out of the ballpark, but then you don't want to walk her either, especially when you have a hitter like Jackie Lewis up to plate.
And this is what's so different about last year's team is there's really no easy out in this Red Raider lineup.
First pitch into Liz, and it's inside. So make that 4 straight balls.
And your thought at the time, easy pitch, Desi Spearman has become one of the most confident, patient players at the plate for Texas Tech.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Liz, and it's in there for strike number 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sam Lincoln was over there in the bullpen, just trying to stay hot, just trying to stay warm.
Yeah,
just taking a little bit of a break.
Well, this innings felt like an hour long. I would like to know the official time of the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch to Liz into the net. So, I don't know how long this half inning has gone for.
Too long.
At least 5 minutes.
At least 5.
At least 30
That's
seconds.
a good prediction.
At least 5.
If I had to
not
say,
minutes,
at least.
just 5.
At least 5. least 5 runs have been scored.
Yes, that is. But anything, here's the 1-2 delivery to listen. It's a swing and a miss, and that's going to be out number 3 of the inning. Red Raiders plate, I don't know how many hits, but they plate 12 runs in the bottom of the second. We're going to the top of the third now. Red Raiders lead 13-1 on 10 hits and 4 errors from Iowa State. That's how you get to 13. So top of the third, probably going to – I wouldn't be shocked if you see Desiree Spearman get some pitching appearances. Michaela Garcia has theoretically appeared, by the way, in a game for a pitcher, so she's not on my stat sheet because, well, she's done nothing. You can see Chloe Riasetto.
Chloe Riasetto could get out here.
But we'll kind of wait. But Samantha Lincoln's going to go back out there. So not a lot to talk about whenever you kind of talk for 45 minutes in an inning.
Sam Squared picked the perfect game.
Yeah, y'all did.
Yeah, Sam, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I took a trip down to Levelland and back during that. It was great. I mean, got some snacks, had a good time, and then yeah, I came back and inning was over. So it was a nice little road trip. But I'm back. I'm ready to see Samantha Lincoln pitch again. I hope she had a good break as well.
Cade's gonna tag out here real quick. What? It's a Cade's gonna tag out here real quick. He's gotta go relieve.
Crime never sleeps.
You always stuck with my lovely voice. I'm sorry, but I got the Sams with me, gentlemen. Wow,
that was something. That throw to first with nobody there
just
was something I have never seen, and I hope I see every game ever. Like I want to see that again. That was the most entertaining thing I've seen in all of softball. Absolutely, that was the most joy I've ever felt watching softball.
Sam had like a face. I can't even say it was like shock. It was like disgust.
It was just like, as the first baseman, I don't know how your first thought isn't to go cover first on a bunt. I understand it's Mia Davis, but excuse me, Maya Davis. But
it's bad, man.
There was no one in a first baseman to go cover second for some reason. The throw from basically home to first is closer than home to second. So on a bunt, you're never going to want to throw to second. It was interesting.
There's no excuse for it. It's got to be. I wanted to say it was a mental thing, but I don't even know if you can call that a mental, like where they're just in their head. Like Tech is completely in the head of Iowa State, and there's nothing they can do to get them out of it.
Well, there's one thing you can be sure of. At the very least, Iowa State will get out of this inning going through the order for the first time.
Yes, and
that's the one thing that's guaranteed.
Give them some claps for that because finally, good for them.
Nyjah Kennedy warming up there in the bullpen, as is Chloe Riasetto, looks like. As Tiana Poole will step up to the plate. Sam Lincoln, 2 strikeouts so far in this game. Here's pitch 1. Down in the zone for strike number 1. Tiana Poole has had a forgettable weekend, to say the least. Sitting at 321, one of 7 Iowa State batters batting over 300. You wouldn't have known it after this weekend, though. Here's the pitch by Samantha Lincoln. Into the dirt. Just caught up to by Chassie Burns. That's going to be ball 1.
Yeah, she's had a solid season at bat. Been able to get 2 home runs on the year, at least is what my notes have said. 18 hits. Nothing wrong with that. A good depth hitter for sure.
Going far and away for ball 2.
I'm back.
Hi, Cade. How is?
This is why in the world of like TV and they get commercial breaks. Well, I didn't get a commercial break to go handle my business. So luckily Brett filled in. He was my commercial. Here's the 2-1 delivery from Lincoln, and it's inside for ball number 3. So arguably the most competitive at-bat since the home run from Bartholomew from Iowa State.
Sam, that's kind of the thing when you're crowding the plate. You're trying to get the zone out of the way. It's hard to see exactly where it is on that ball.
Poole's a very closed-off stance, and yeah, it kind of didn't help her there. Swing and a miss, waving at nothing.
Freaking gas. Don't laugh at me.
I didn't laugh. There was no laugh there. Count moves to full, though.
They can see your face, man.
On Tiana Poole. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Poole, and it's outside for ball number 4.
She knew it.
Oh, no, strike 3.
Yeah.
Umpire never made the strike call.
He went like that.
Oh, I never saw that. I'm being so serious.
All you
I
saw-
watched the umpire through the entire time, and I was like,
He did it really late. He did it really late.
I think he was unsure.
Poole wasn't. She was going right back to the dugout.
Poole knew it, but Poole.
That's why he made the call. He was like, oh, wait, hold on. There we go. You got it.
I got fooled. So now we go to McKenna Andrews, the shortstop, and that almost hit her on the hands, but it falls back in for strike number 1.
And that goes right back to
so tight on the plate.
And that goes back to it, Sam. Guarding the plate. You have to move out of the way just about every time. It's so close. It's a risk.
Iowa State would like to put together some competitive at-bats, but it's really hard to do that when you take a bunch of strikes. And you're swinging and a miss to strike number 2 from Lincoln. So the lefty dealing here early, only 1 hit.
Lincoln's just making it difficult. She's not giving them anything. The only thing she gave was that pop-up home run in the beginning of the game, but I think she's really locked in since then. She's like all Tech pitchers where they give up 1 and then they just completely turn it on.
Here's the 0-2 pitch from Lincoln, and that was pure filth. That changeup darts to the inside, but not good enough for strikes at ball number 1.
Now, Sam, I do want to talk about this. Besides that first ball, is this the aggressiveness you have to play with if you're Iowa State to this point?
I think so. You just have to keep swinging because, unfortunately, 12 runs aren't going to fall out of the sky, so you have to make up for that.
They did.
Here's the
They
1-2
did.
pitch and a
just
hitter.
Not for them.
So the off-speed pitch, and yeah, Lincoln's kind of suggesting that Andrews stuck her arm out a little bit to get hit by that one, but Samantha, I'm gonna apologize for your actions because you were gonna hit Andrews if Andrews was an ant.
Interesting celebration there by McKenna Andrews, clapping back to her dugout.
She's trying to do anything.
They needed a win, and I guess that's
it's better
a
than
win.
what Arizona would do. Let's just keep it at that.
Small victories. First time through the lineup now for Iowa State.
Yes, it's felt like forever since we've seen Clemens, and she chops it over to Panel. They're going to try to turn 2, and Williams kind of ran on top of the bag while throwing it, so Clemens will be safe at first. So they only get 1, but it's the lead runner.
Only get 1.
Hey, at least she got on base.
It's been a while since this team's turned a double play. But the thing is, they haven't really needed to turn double plays because nobody's getting on base against this pitching staff right now for the Red Raiders.
It's been the problem all year for Iowa State. Talk about inconsistencies in offense. Solo shots have been reigning supreme for them.
Now it's going to bring up the hard-hitting lefty and Tatum Johnson for the second time, and the off-speed got her way out in front.
Sweeping out for that one. This is textbook stuff by Samantha Lincoln right now.
Lincoln ahead in the count, no balls, 1 strike. If Johnson could find a way to get on, you have a rematch of Bartholomew versus Lincoln. Bartholomew, of course, the only hit and run scored for Iowa State, a solo shot from her, and Johnson's going to take outside for ball number 1. Not good enough on that outside corner, but I think everybody else thought it was good enough. Cyclones have redeemed themselves with their batting helmets, though. Their batting helmets are really pretty. Everything else, not so much.
Doesn't work with the jerseys, in my opinion.
No. It really does not. It kind of...
They look like McDonald's employees.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. It's like they made the jerseys
No,
and then
Wiener
they just picked
Schnitzel.
out the...
They look
the
like they
helmet.
work at Wiener Schnitzel.
Shout out Wiener Schnitzel, man.
No, that's disgusting. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's sitting straight to
shoot.
center, and that's going to trail out to the wall. So Davis is going to flip it into second, and Johnson has a stand-up double for Iowa State, and it's a positive momentum happening there. Clemens gives a point to Johnson, by the way, and encouragement. And now here comes the matchup we were waiting for. Took forever to get to it, but we're back at it. Reagan Bartholomew in the top of the first. Yes, you're hearing that right. The top of the first. That happened an hour ago.
Sam,
That's when Reagan
that's pretty quick.
Bartholomew hit a solo shot, and you're on the top of the third for your second time batting.
fella, this is what we talked about a second ago. Iowa State, it's too late to focus on solo shots and being the hero. You have to get some runners on board because those solo home runs they've hit all weekend, that's cute. Respectfully, that's cute.
It is.
But when you're putting up nine runs in back-to-back games like Texas Tech they did, or how many did they score yesterday?
10.
They scored 10. Excuse me, I downplayed them on that one. You can't afford to just have individuals going yard.
Right.
You won 9-1 in game 1. You won 10-2 yesterday. So you just increased by 1 run. You're already up 13-1.
Yeah, there's a reason Tech is putting up double digits and Iowa State is putting up solo shots. You have to go for the big hits, and I think they're finally realizing that. It's a little too late, but I think they're realizing that now, but I don't think Tech should be worried here. I think they got this here. Under pressure, they're one of the best. They're already one of the best teams. They are the best team under pressure.
It's either them or Texas. Texas had a couple close calls. They had 2 comeback wins against the Aggies.
We don't talk about them.
I'm just letting everybody know.
Well, I appreciate it.
It's going to be inside for ball number 1 in Bartholomew. So Iowa State with a little bit of a 2-out rally starting here on a Sunday afternoon.
Do you think it happened? This series has been weird, man.
The home series this year have been weird.
Yeah.
Arizona was
That was so toxic.
That was
that was a
So
toxic
toxic.
atmosphere from both squads, and this one's kind of just been a goofy one. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Lincoln, and the changeup gets in there for strike 1, and you heard the grunt from Brett because that was filthy.
No, you're right. That was disgusting.
Thank you. For you fans who are watching on YouTube, Brett did put the finger up in the sky like a nerd. For your fans at home, I just explained what happened. And here's the 1-1 delivery to Bartholomew, and it's down away for ball number 2. So you're seeing the other side of Samantha Lincoln. When she's on, she has perfect game material, right? She's thrown only 7th ever in school history. When she's not on, she can blow up in an inning like against UNT last year, where she allows a walk-off grand slam with an 2-out rally again in that one, or very close to it. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's inside for ball number 3, so 3-1.
Hey, Kate, you can see it right now. Samantha Lincoln doesn't like this position she's in, and it's been like the downside. That's been, I don't say downside. That's been like the thing plaguing her in her appearances this season. Happened against FAU. Happened earlier on in the season.
There's a 3-1 pitch, and it's gonna not be good enough. So it's gonna be a walk for Bartholomew. So Bartholomew's had a productive day, 1 for 1, a homer, and now a walk. And it's going to bring up Cadence Shepard, which until entering today during warm-up, she was the best hitter for Iowa State in this series, and now she gets a chance with the bases loaded.
This might be the absolute worst person to be up to bat for Texas Tech.
Yeah, Lincoln's drop ball / slider is not finding the zone, and that time it does, though.
She said,
well, if I went really quiet during play-by-play, nothing would happen.
The wind has something to say.
The wind does. The wind is now like blowing more towards home plate, more center side than straight across, and that's going to be in there for strike number 2. Clear call there from Flores with the grunt and the fist. So 0-2 already on Shepard. The bases is loaded. Clemens, Johnson, and Bartholomew. That's from 3rd, 2nd to 1st. Are your runners for Iowa State. Field alignment's pretty similar for Texas Tech, and here's the 0-2 delivery, and it's outside for ball number 1. Fans wanted the caught looking, but gonna have to wait another pitch.
Lincoln's trying to make Cadence respect the bag a little bit, back-to-back chain drop balls, and then that one outside that time. But she's starting to grow the kid a little bit.
Here is Lincoln with 4 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 1-2 delivery, and that's not good enough again, just a bit low. So Lincoln will have to wait another pitch, but for Shepard, you're 2-2, and you're two more balls away from walking in a run.
Hold on now. Wait a minute.
A lot of craziness can happen here. Ford is cracking me up. She has her leg gear on just in case. And here's a shot out to the outfield, and that's going to be gone. Shepard has 3 home runs, and it's a grand slam for Iowa State. There's your tornadic cyclone right there.
We have lost our run rule.
We have lost the run rule. You're back to playing to 7. Actually, you just no, you kept it.
You're right at it. You're right at it.
If you lose any more runs and you
count.
lose it. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
They threw Shepard into the pile and they threw her back up in the air. That was pretty cool. Looked like she was a jump street or urban air. You know, whatever trampoline place you like to
What
play
do y'all know about urban air?
Yeah, right there. But Iowa State gets a big swing there. They only have 3 hits, but 5 runs all coming across.
Timely.
The home run. Shepard with her 3rd home run of the series. She's seen the ball well. She's hit a home run off all 3 pitchers, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
I don't know if anyone else this year has done that against Texas Tech. Jenkins didn't even do that.
And that's the problem. People are going to see her average and see 255. She's not a good hitter. She's not a good hitter. She swings the bat a lot. And when it connects, good things are going to happen.
Samantha Lincoln with runners on is a top 100 pitcher. Samantha Lincoln with nobody on is a top 15 pitcher.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't like to play damage control.
No, she likes to attack hitters, which is great. until you have people on, and you just saw the damage of the implosion. Can go. You want to talk about butterfly effect? If you convert that double play, you're not in this position, but Iowa State makes you work, and that's going to be a foul ball into the net and on top of the net of the dugout of Iowa State, and Liz will just grab it. Kind of like a claw at it. This counts 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. If you're just now joining us, Shepard having herself a series, 3 home runs, and
she's gonna look great in a Texas Tech jersey next year.
And she had just hit a grand slam
That's
for
a
Iowa
bold
State. So now
prediction.
it's 5-13, the most runs scored so far in a game for both programs today, and that's going to be off speed in there for strike number 2. So Lincoln a strike away from getting out of the inning, kind of unscathed, but Iowa State somehow plates any more runs, and the Red Raiders don't. You now move to 7.
Yeah. Sam, I can't in good conscience say that you're right, because Iowa State does not like to have people transfer very often.
There's the 1-2 pitch, and it's a swing and a miss. So Lincoln gets out of the inning, but not without harm, as the Iowa State Cyclones loaded the bases with 2 outs. It was really a 2-out really rally start when he got hit in the hands area. All the way back, hit by pitch. And then you almost convert the double play, but you don't. And then you have Clemens, Bartholomew, Johnson, and then Shepard brings them all home for the grand slam.
It was a very effective inning from Iowa State.
And it was you had to have it.
They had to. Unfortunately, I think they got us on in the dugout because they listened to exactly what we were saying. Get the big hits, get the hits going, to get on base, and then just go yard, because those solo shots weren't doing it. I think they learned from that.
You're going to bring in Ava Mullen now back into the circle. So she got to do the relief, and now she gets to continue to do it.
Sam, they felt for you. They were like, this guy hasn't had much of a chance to talk. You know what, fine, we'll give him a longer inning. We'll hit a grand slam for this one.
Right, they felt bad for me. They're like, you know what, yeah, we'll keep his inning going on, and then Ulrich can take a little bit of a break. But he's back.
Texas Rangers fans, Mackenzie Gore carrying a no-hitter going into the 4th inning. I know it's early, but just keeping up with some sports going on. Because when it's a 13-5 game and you're on your 4th pitcher for Iowa State, you gotta find new talking points.
I just got an update from my mom. She said, and I quote, Iowa State sucks.
Well, it's quite vulgar from your mother.
Just a little bit. But
They just hit a grand slam.
it was actually right after she texted that, too.
Oh, they heard her. Hey, Brett's mom, she might be the new prophet, but the wrong version.
The reverse.
Yeah, she's the opposite prophet. Whenever she says, the opposite happens. The reverse jinx.
True. She would 100% what's it called?
Believe it?
Yeah. Agree with you. There you go. She would 100% agree with you.
But now we're going to bring up Taylor Panel, who's been an out today and hit by pitch. So it really, had a single and been hit by pitch. She's had a very, no, not a single. I'm looking at the wrong stat line. She's been hit by a pitch, and that's about it. Got hit in the head. That's all Taylor Panel's done today. Not really many balls hit towards her either.
Tell you, man, she looked right at us. She was like, did y'all see that?
Trust me, Taylor, we did. Here's the first pitch to Panel. It's outside for ball number 1. We're only in the 3rd inning. We have 2 more guaranteed innings to play. So, settle back in here as the things have kind of gone awry for Iowa State, but they got it back with a grand slam. Now it's up 2 balls, no strikes for Panel. Good crowd on a Sunday afternoon. You know, I feel like Sunday is always the hardest. Church crowds, you got to somehow attract the church crowd. It's a series win.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, Brett was playing at a church earlier, tootling his horn. It's 3-0 on Panel. Fun fact: Brett is in the going band. He's in the court jesters, and I was in high school. I was a high school person. I didn't go in college.
I was a high school person.
You were a high school
You didn't go to
person.
college?
Here's the 3-0 delivery, and it's strike number 1 at Panel. No, I played saxophone from middle school all the way through high school.
He did?
Won a state championship, a couple BOA championships.
Talking about softball, Cade.
Played at the
Just
Coleman
trying to flex
Chamber
right
Choir.
Talking about softball.
Well, here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's a shot.
my
Almost. Panel almost returned the favor to Mullen, by the way. Almost hit her in the head.
I was about to say,
Oh, liner out to single.
I say, oh my goodness, because 2 days ago, that happened to Sherman. It hit her right in the mask, right between the dots of the eyes.
Well, yesterday you almost got
Yeah.
had a hit by pitch, so
It's been crazy this week.
again, a goofy series. But anyways, Taylor Panel gets her first hit of the day. Allred is the only other hitter now to not record a hit from the starting lineup of the Red Raiders, which is kind of funny because you record 11 of them. But here's the first pitch into Burns. As you can hear that car on the highway, probably on our broadcast. That was a loud vehicle. Burns takes ball number 1. So Mullins not really put any competitive at-bats together yet. And there's chest high, almost head high for ball number 2. Mullen looking to find something. She entered the game in the bottom of the second. And when she did, me and Brett looked at each other because, well, she did not look quite ready. So far, that is returned to the field. It's the 2-0 pitch to Burns, and it's down away for ball number 3.
Yeah, she just can't find the zone. This is probably a good time to take that mound visit to kind of reel her back in.
I don't know what's the reel in. There's nothing on the hook.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
Let's say she is the hook right now. She's the bait.
Yeah, it feels like you throw anything near the zone, Tex, either screaming line drive up the middle or going to left field out of the park.
Yeah, all home runs today have been pole side home runs, which is pretty usual, but just kind of want to mention trying to find anything to talk about.
It's hit that same part of the net twice.
That net's been pretty crucial for the bullpen. I mean, we've had some casualties out there now, and here's liner out to third, and you're going to get a double play.
My goodness.
What a play from Andrews. Hot corner doing her job, and she'll double off panel. So that's 2 quick outs now. And Iowa State with some momentum. They finally played some defense, and look what happens.
You know, that's the worst feeling as a hitter. You square up, you barrel the ball, just happens to find somebody. And to make it even worse, it gets doubled up.
Well, no real reason to fret as Red Raiders in 2-out hitting are 5 for 7 today, 714 team batting average. So they kind of enjoy the 2-out procedure, and Desiree Spearman will get the courtesy of doing that. Head early, 1 ball, no strikes on Spearman. Here's the second pitch to Desiree, and it's in there chest high for strike number 1. Yeah, the umpire kind of went from the grunt to like a yippee kind of style thing. Yippee!
He's growing up.
He's having a little fun now. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Spearman. That was not good enough for strike number 2. I think they would get more calls, but Ford is framing really slowly. Yeah. She catches the ball, and then she's like, okay, I'm now going to make it look like a strike. Her ping's not low enough.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Spearman. That's outside for ball number 3.
Didn't have a chance there.
No.
See, when I caught, I tried to frame everything, unless it was like almost a wild pitch. But I tried to almost frame everything, and it worked pretty well. I got a lot of calls I shouldn't have gotten. Here's a 3-1 pitch to Spearman. It's hit high in the air to the right side of the concourse, over it, and bouncing into the sub parking lot to the right-hand side of the ballpark. Here at the newly rebranded Tracy Sellers Field. It's a different kind of vibe here now, especially with the covering, the better speakers, the better lighting, the new wall, pink uniforms, 13 runs, and here's a shot high in the air, but it's going to trend up for Poole, and she'll make the grab. So a 1-2-3 inning from Mullen. So for how wild and erratic she's been, a clean slate, and they're going to go to the top of the 4th. Where Iowa State just needs to get 1 to get right back in this. No hits, no runs, no errors. Red Raiders still lead 13-5, top of the 4th. They're having some quick innings. Took them a little over an hour, but we got there.
As that one just got caught up in the wind. It died as soon as it got to the outfield. And that's what happens when you hit to that right side. Of course, now the wind's dying a little bit in center field now.
So now I have Samantha Lincoln come back out here, and she'd like to do what Mullen did. Mullen had a bad bottom of the 2nd, and then followed it up with a solid bottom of the 3rd. Lincoln had a bad top of the 3rd. She was followed up with a good top of the 4th.
Rich, is your pencil pink?
It is. We were talking about it. I was like, it matches the jerseys.
Was this intentional?
No, it was not. I just kind of grabbed whatever was in my pack of pencils, but we'll just say that it was for the sake of.
I'm more confused. Do you have a multicolored pack of pencils that are just all different colors?
So it's a great story. I didn't have pencils, and so my parents were in town. I was like, Mom, I need some pencils. I got to take an in-person exam. So she went to Walmart and got me some pencils, and that happened. These are like the pastel kind of like Easter colored
They're sick.
pencils. So it's like got some light blue ones too.
Ticonderoga?
They are. That's only has to be Ticonderoga.
The brand.
That's the pencil brand.
I've only heard of.
You don't know Ticonderoga? How do you not know Ticonderoga?
Is that the yellow logo or whatever?
Yeah.
I never knew what the name was of it.
The
That's
number
like-
2 pencil.
It's like the number 2 pencil. It's the number 1, number 2 pencil.
Guys, I don't.
It's like the Coca-Cola of
this is
the pencil world.
You don't know ball, bro.
No,
No,
I use the Sharpie gel pens. These are the best pens.
the
Best pens on the
undisputed
market.
GOAT debate of pencils is Ticonderoga.
What about Bic
Yeah,
Mechanical?
but what's Ticonderoga? What's their record in the finals?
They have like 75 national championships.
Yeah, dude, it's
bro.
gotta be pretty good.
I don't know.
We're talking like Bill Russell number of rings.
That being said, I think it's past their era. Mechanical pencils have kind of taken over the world just a little
Yeah.
bit.
Apparently not.
Yeah,
They
Bic.
got-
What?
I guess not.
Bic
Dude,
could
For
be
me,
putting up a fight.
mechanical
All right,
pencils
I'm
have
looking.
taken
All
over.
right,
It's like Jackson Storm versus Lightning McQueen.
during this half inning, I'll do some pencil research on
Thank
like.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Oren.
These kids have LeBron versus Jordan debates. We have pencil debates.
It's like Bob Cousy versus.
And first pitch to Milan is going to be a pop fly on top of the bag for Liz. So even if Liz dropped it, she probably could pick it up and tag her out in time. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Oh my God! They
Got
may have
jump
had
scared.
respect turned up a little too loud right there.
Goodness.
They really wanted
I
us
felt
to
that
hear
one
it.
in my chest. Now we'll get up Victoria Prado. 0 for 1 today, 261 batting average for the Cyclones. They've seen 1 pitch in this inning, and it's been 1 out for Samantha Lincoln. And now it's going to be skied high, and Panel's going to get under it. Oh, just missed. He almost had 2 pitches, 2 outs, but you have to try again.
Just a little out of reach there.
Strike number 1.
I love the way they reach over the net to get his.
Yeah, it's like don't put your hands in the cookie jar. I never grew up with a cookie jar.
Me neither.
I didn't either.
I feel like that's an old thing.
Like Ticonderoga.
It's out of fashion.
Ticonderoga's still relevant.
Absolutely.
No, because if you got to think about it. Wood pencils, you got to sharpen them. Mechanical, I can just push.
So they can break.
So can wood ones.
That doesn't fit my narrative.
Second pitch into Prado's ball number 1. So count evens 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the inning.
I don't know, but it's like if you have a mechanical and you push it too much, it'll snap.
Okay, well then you're an idiot if you're pushing it too much.
Hey.
You know you're not like. Are you trying to get like the world's tallest pencil and write with it? Don't answer that.
Yes.
Here's the 1-1 delivery from Lincoln, and it's down away for ball number 2. Prado point at her dugout, being like, "Yeah, guys, yeah, I got it." I don't really know what that was about, but
Something. They have to do something.
anyways, it'll be 2 balls, 1 strike for Lincoln, and it's a shot out to the outfield for Prado that'll drop in front of for Spearman. Iowa State dugout has been lively the entire time.
Yeah. When you're down, when you're in a deficit this big, you have to give the juice back to the.
You got to manufacture support.
Because you're only guaranteed 5 more outs at this point in the game.
Crazy to think about. And due up in the next inning for the Red Raiders are 2 of the 3 players who've homered. Tony already, of course, has yet to record a hit, and then Davis, who hit a 2-run shot the last time she was up. So you would like to get some runs here because there's a chance for potential damage happening in the bottom of the 4th.
The lone right field home run, Maya Davis.
Maya Davis's homers are so pretty because they're just lasers. And I know you're not really supposed to compare the sport to baseball. Her home runs get out of the ballpark like Corey Seager's do. And they're all usually chest high, and they're just rockets. There's no real show to them. They just leave the ballpark quicker than I've ever seen it. But we're talking about Iowa State. You have a pinch hitter here, Haley Oliver, and she sends the first pitch she sees way foul, but that would have been gone if it was fair. It was a rocket off the bat. What's a little input there on Oliver, Brett? We've yet to mention her today.
Oliver. Haley Oliver, the sophomore from the town is called Star, Idaho. Averaging 440 on 25 at-bats, 11 hits.
There's the 0-1 pitch to Oliver, and it's going to be not good enough for strike 2, so you're going to have to try again for Lincoln. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 runner on, that being Prado. Prado's actually played really good softball here in the later parts, really since back half of yesterday's game. Hit a couple rockets out in the outfield for her. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Oliver, and it's high for ball number 2.
Yeah, Oliver, another one of those Iowa State development stories, was in 28 appearances last year. Already starting to match that.
The wheels may be starting to fall off here for Lincoln outside of the first pitch infield pop-up that Liz was able to catch. You've kind of not been able to get anything going as you get strike 2 there, though. So count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Oliver.
That's been the Lincoln dilemma her entire career up to this point.
It's the reason why she's number 3 on your team in pitching. She's such a good service, like such a good third pitcher in the rotation. Because in softball, you're lucky if you get 1 ace. Texas Tech has an embarrassment of riches because they have the best pitcher in softball and they have the second best right behind them. You can pick which one is which. And Tony will retire Oliver. So 2 infield pop-ups has been the outs for Iowa State. Now we're going to bring up McKenna Andrews.
Ulrich really likes 50 Cent.
Houston legend, man.
This is true. This is true.
Is he from Houston?
I believe so. He was at an Astros game once, and he had like custom 50 Cent jersey. He had just had 50 on the back.
I was at the OU playoff game when he walked out. This year against Alabama, yeah.
That was when
crazy.
He walked out.
I'll tell that story in the half inning. And here's the first pitch to Andrews, and Liz is going to let me start tell that story right now as we retire the side. No runs on 1 hit for Iowa State. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. But no, so I kind of told the story yesterday, but my brother goes to Oklahoma. He's a master's student. He's going to apply for his doctorate in meteorology. So I was like, let me join. I'd yet to go to an OU game since being there. Last time I was there was in 23 when Tech was still wearing Under Armour. And so I was like, I'm going to go again. Well, OU had to have, it was students only, and they've moved to the Apple Wallet ticket stuff. So you can't you can't fake your way in or buy a ticket. It has to be it's tied to someone's phone under that name. So I used someone else's phone again in the game, gave it back to her through the gate. But we're going to that, it's the end of the 3rd quarter. We're all sitting there, and I kind of knew about the 50 Cent thing because, as a sports media man, I'm tapped in on all that. And he starts playing, and they do on the video board, and they've used the same set and shot for the whole game on this stuff. So I was like, oh, they have him pre-record the song. How cool to get the fans fired up. And then they pan the camera, and he starts walking, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna walk around. And then I see the tunnel. I'm like, this is live. And it was really crazy. And the moment after that, OU goes down the field and scores a touchdown. I don't remember much from that game. You can probably figure out why.
You're sleepy. You're tired.
I was very tired.
There was a lot of missed field goals.
I remember.
That's why.
I remember looking at my brother's friend and just screaming "boat race" the entire time. Don't know why I was screaming "boat race." Because when you boat race someone is when you just pile on when you score really quickly and you kind of you pile on a bunch of scoring. It's actually the terminology boat race. No, most people didn't know that. I did a hand thing yet. As we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Sorry for my story time, but I just want to mention that,
It was a great story.
Brett's going to go get his meal voucher finally.
It's probably the perfect time to do that.
No, we'll have Sam squared for this inning. We'll have both Sams.
Perfect.
So I got some numbers on the pencils.
Oh, yes. I've been dying to hear this.
Fire away.
Okay, so this is, I don't know how old this article is, but in 2013, Ticonderoga had reached annual sales of 1.5 billion pencils.
Wow.
That's
a lot of pencils.
Where are we now in the big 2026?
That's a great question.
I'm gonna guess like a little over $2 billion. First pitch into Tony is chest high.
I'll take the
for
under
strike
on
number
that.
1.
I'll take the under $2 billion. We'll check in the half inning.
Oh, there's a lot of commotion from Glasgow on that last pitch. It was chest high. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jerry. But even all that yelling can't change the count, and it's no balls, 1 strike on Haley, and he chops it into the right-hander's batter's box foul for strike number 2. Glasgow guys, I think the person he defends the most is Haley Tony. He really likes her as a player and as a human.
Yeah, Magnolia, Texas is, about 10 minutes from where I grew up, so.
Here is the 0-2 pitch to Tony. It's sent into the net foul down the 3rd baseline line. Tony getting the luxury of wearing the captain patch. That's how much he really appreciates Glasgow. I mean, a sophomore being a captain on your team number 2 team in the country. She's got to be pretty special.
She's a leader through and through on this team.
Yeah, you never really see her demeanor change when she's in a rut or when she's hitting home runs. I mean, in the World Series, it took forever for her to celebrate something. So she's strictly business, and here's that 0-2 delivery, and it's chest high. And home plate umpire immediately looks down the third baseline, by the way, right at Glasgow after that pitch. Was like, nope, see? And they're kind of playing eye tag with each other. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Tony. We have a new pitcher in, by the way, Haley Holtz. I'll get you the stats on her in a second after the Tony AB. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Tony. It's chopped over to McAndrews, and it's going to be another error.
Welcome back, errors.
No good, very bad day for Iowa State's defense, but Holtz comes into bat today, the freshman from Richmond, Illinois. 382 average, a 164 whip. She's only pitched 3 innings. I mean, you are giving someone some work that has not really done much. Opponent batting average of 286, only had allowed 4 hits, and that number stays the same with the error.
Throw into the Sharks. Just kind of.
Why not?
The gauntlet that is the Texas Tech lineup.
Yeah, then once fully healthy of like an Alana Johnson and Kyoga sitting on the bench, it gets even scarier as that first pitch and Allred will be a strike. Allred, the lone starter to not record a hit. In a day of offense and chaos, Allred's been very quiet.
She gets it right here.
Gets the hit?
Yeah, I don't know what. She just gets it.
Wait, no, you're just counting a hit.
Yes. My powers are not that strong.
Okay. Here's the 0-1 delivery from Allred, sent high in the air into the concourse. Look out, girls, with nachos. As they play the breaking glass sound effect. And Brett is back from the, whatever it's called, concession stand with a glizzy.
He speed ran that.
He's doing the 9 for 9 challenge secretly.
And we might get the 5 for 4.5 this today.
Here's the 0-2 delivery to Allred. It's chest high. The off-speed misses there from Holtz. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brett, you missed it with pitching change.
Oh, again?
And an error.
You have
what else is new?
The only pitchers yet to appear today is Palumbo. They have 5 pitchers on their roster. 4 have appeared.
Haley Holtz?
Yes, we already did the stats on it.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm just looking at it.
Yeah. Here is the windup and the delivery from the righty. It's chest high again and outside for ball number 2. So 2-2 on Allred.
I was watching out over there, and the foul balls like flew right over my head.
Oh, you were the one who almost got hit by it.
Yes.
Oh.
We heard the sound effect when it hit you. So
Yeah, we heard, oh!
My Homer Simpson?
Yes, you are.
You could have gotten the foul ball for another voucher.
And it almost hits Allred in the head, so count goes to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, you could have doubled up. You could have gotten 2 glizzies for the price of 1.
You know, I almost got 2 hot dogs, but there was a kid over there who wanted a water, so I gave him one of my items.
Aww.
He
Give
didn't say thank
give
you.
this man a purple heart.
That's right.
Purple heart?
Oh, a shot from Allred in the net, foul.
She's
That was
really-
a loud one.
she's
Scared
really trying
Davis.
to get that hit.
Yes, the stakes for this at bat on a full count is Allred's already walked once on a full count, but Sam alluded to maybe her getting her first hit because she's the only starter, Brett, who's yet to record a hit today
She's getting it right here.
on this exact pitch. Ooh, we'll even a little bit more stakes here. Tony on first, and it's going to hit. Well, she did get hit here on the elbow pad, so
I didn't say what the hit was going to be, so
That is true.
Allred will take the free bag, the emergency bag, I like to call it.
She did her first at bat was an error. I'm just trying to remember which one it was.
But they count
If
her
it was
out.
like if it was going to be a hard hit or not.
wasn't the bunt. I know it wasn't.
It wasn't the
one.
bunt. That was Davis.
Yes.
They count her 0 for 1, so.
Trying to
Yeah,
remember
so
which
yeah.
one it was. That's crazy.
Well, here's Davis up. Last time she was up, first pitch she took was to the right field outfield seating, and she shows bunt, and it's inside for ball number 1.
Okay,
2 runners on, no outs for the Red Raiders here in the bottom of the 4th. It's the last time they get to bat if the top of the 5th holds at the same score of 5 runs for Iowa State.
They've taken an error off the board for Iowa State, it appears.
No, they're still at 4.
I thought they've been at 5.
No, they've been at 4 the whole time. And a foul tip into the gear for 4. That's going to be 1-1. It feels like there's been 30 errors, though. You missed an error. Oh, no, they did take an error off because it's for Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
They
but
rescored
didn't.
something.
I guess they might have gave her a hit there.
Maybe they did, but I don't believe it should have been counted a hit. Yeah, Brett, you missed another fielding error from Iowa State. What's new, right?
Must be day that ends in Y.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Davis, and oh, it's Groundhog Day. Another 2-run shot from Maya Davis. Look out, cameraman. Round the bases again. Here comes Haley Tony. Here comes Lauren Allred, and here comes Maya Davis. Number 7 on the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Should change
Number
March.
7 on the year for Maya Davis.
Should change March 29th to Maya Davis Day.
When was the last time Davis had 2 home runs in a game? That's a stat I would like to know. But Red Raiders recapture their 11-run lead they had earlier. Now they lead 16-5, and they're a home run away per Sam
To tying it.
to tying the program record for most home runs in a season.
And
I'm not a betting man, but I think you will probably break it no matter what this year.
They get it right here.
okay.
Tying it, of course,
Yeah,
Caitlin Terry gets her second home run of the game. First pitch is in there outside for strike number 1.
I don't think you can go wrong with KT, so I'll take the shot.
Can never
She'll
go
get the
wrong
home
with
run.
Caitlin Terry.
Nope.
Another long, even inning. Bottom of the first, Red Raiders scored 1. And the bottom of the second, they scored 12. And the bottom of the fourth, they scored none. And Caitlin Terry hits this one high in the air. Clemens going to get under in foul territory,
Oh.
runs in the wall. Make sure she's okay.
Oh my goodness.
She's fine. She's
fine.
up.
She's
up
good.
and walking, but
She's been given 110% all day. and
I
can
feel like she's
respect
the only
that.
one who wants to win out here for Iowa State. And now 3 runs played here in the bottom of the fourth to continue my thought. Caitlin Terry homered, ground out, but she got an RBI off it, then hit a single. So 2 RBI day, 2 for 3 for
It's another day in the
Terry.
office for KT.
Yeah, the average jumps back up to 540. Ridiculous stuff. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Terry, and it's hit high in the air, but that one's not going to get out.
Darn
Clemens
it.
is under it to make the grab. She gets redemption from the foul play.
Welp.
Welp is right. But that's the first out of the inning.
Shockingly.
So here you have Mia Williams up. You could argue a quiet day for her, which is funny because she's 1 for 2 with the double. Here is
White
Mia.
chocolate.
I want her to bring back the gator chop once if she homers. I think it'd just be kind of funny. Here's the first pitch to Williams, and it's outside for ball number 1. So 1 ball, no strikes on Williams. Red Raiders down to their final 2 outs batting-wise. Iowa State now down to their final 3, unless they can plate a lot of runs. Which they've done it once, but it was off a grand slam. It's 2 balls, no strikes here on Williams, down the wing.
I'm sorry to go back to the jersey. It looks like they just forgot to stitch the rest of the the
They
words
did
for
that on
Cyclone.
Friday night with the numbers.
Yeah.
They love their hollow stuff, and it's not great. 2-0 delivery inside, looked good, but not good enough. 3 balls, no strikes.
You say 21?
I think it was.
21?
I think it was the
I heard a
21.
21.
Wasn't
That's
that
what I
listed?
also heard.
Woke me up like a sleeper agent.
3-0 pitch to Williams. And yeah, no point of swinging on that. It's inside, but strike number 1 will catch the plate. Starting to lose my voice, by the way. I can kind of feel it taking over.
Well, you're 3 outs from not having to worry about it anymore. So
Well, we know with how these half innings work, we could be here for another 4 hours.
this is true.
Here's the 3-1 delivery from Holtz, and it's sent high in the air, drifting back as Clemens. She'll retire Williams. So, giving it a couple rides, and now you're down to your final out for hitting-wise for Jackie Liss.
Yeah, she just got under that one. That's one she wants back because I was kind of she was on it. She got a little ahead of it. You know, she wanted to tie the record. I'm sure they're aware of.
I don't know
They
if they're
have
aware
to
of it.
know.
I think they're aware of it happening soon. I just don't know if they know the specific, and I don't think they're keeping track today.
No, you know, coming into the game, you're 5 back. You're probably not.
They're probably not aware of that. They're probably aware of more of like what KT's record was
Yeah.
with consecutive hits.
But you know, the pressure's off her now. She's already broken it. Now you're just extending.
No, now you just play good softball. And here's the 1-0 pitch to Liss, and somehow that was not a strike. I'm going to be honest, I was waiting for the fist to come up from Flores. Who's your home plate umpire, by the way? Flores is called in a game, if you ask Jerry Glasgow. But anyways, here's the 2-0 delivery from Holtz, and it's a sent high in the air,
That could be
trending out,
it.
and it's gone. You've tied the home run record. You almost hit it in the trash can, but it helped Raiderettes cut out in the center field. So Jackie Liss will trot around and make it 17 whenever she gets there.
I think you might have it. Hold on.
We're getting an official check, and when you do, I'll make the.
That is, yeah, that's the record, 75.
Okay.
So you've now broken the program record for most home runs in a season at 75, and you were in March.
We still got a whole month
100?
ahead of us.
Is 100 doable? You're not
Yeah.
OU levels. OU's already at like 140, by the way. It's kind of insane.
Well,
But that's all they do is hit home runs and then
Yeah.
slow games to bad teams.
If you had like 3 more games against A&M Corpus Christi, I'd say probably, but
Okay. So you break the program record. You break the hit record for most games with a hit. And here's a chopper over to third. Andrews will make the play. So well timed there from List. Make sure to break the record and then get back to the dugout. So Pan will be retired. 4 runs here in the bottom of the 4th, and now we're to the top of the 5th for the final 3 outs of Iowa State as the Texas Tech Red Raiders lead 17-5. 17 runs on 14 hits, and they've had 4 errors to help them. Another crowd is fielding out because, well, it's not really much to talk about now. Iowa State just now noticed their logo on the video board is in black and white. They don't even want their colors.
they're running from it.
Well, and they are running in the right field's
true.
foul territory as well, trying to keep their legs warm.
I mean, they need up with these next 3 outs, right?
Be curious to see who pitches. They're gonna have Lincoln come out here to try to get a complete game.
It's like, no, Pinkerton's having them do that because they're walking back to Ames this weekend.
Yeah, they would. This would be Samantha Lincoln's 4th complete game of the year if she could get through 3 outs. Do you think Pinkerton's pretty happy seeing pink jerseys?
It's in the name.
Maybe like when they started the game. I don't think so anymore.
I wouldn't be upset if this became your permanent Sunday uniform.
It's so sick.
Like how I like the idea they're doing because in college baseball they will have certain uniforms they wear for Sunday getaway days. Teams of blue origins usually like to wear a baby blue or a powder blue those days. And softball, Tennessee was sometimes, I'm pretty sure they have a day where they wear their blues.
Yep.
And so I like the trend of giving a uniform to a special day because you're not going to have Sunday games every week, Sunday home games. So it's a kind of cool homage, and it's another thing to attract players to play for you. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but uniforms, like you want to look cool while you play a sport.
Is there a specific reason for the pink jersey, like breast cancer awareness, or are they just
Nope.
wearing it? Nope.
Just pink.
It's for spring. It's for like spring.
Yeah,
Okay.
Flowers
Rose.
bloom.
right, like what are the flowers called? The pink ones.
Cherry blossoms.
Yes.
Well, Lincoln will have to get through the heart of the order as she'll
Sakura.
face Clemens, Johnson, and Bartholomew. And if one of those guys can get on, you bring up Shepard, who's hit 3 home runs in 3 days and hit
Don't
the
say
grand
her
slam.
name. Not
Is
here.
she like Bloody Mary? Don't say her name 3 times in the mirror and she appears.
Shepard.
Oh,
Wow,
whoa,
Sam.
whoa.
Sorry.
Sam Squared is off the rails
Sam's
here.
scared now, bro.
Sorry, she's already hit 3 this series. No more. Uh-oh.
Eat, sleep, home, repeat.
Here's the first pitch. And it's getting in there for strike 1 on Clemens. So Iowa State, there's a couple fans who did travel here from Ames, probably family. They got to see a great softball team play, and that being Texas Tech.
I will say, when I was walking to the concession stand, I walked by a woman in an Iowa State shirt. She looked pretty sad.
Even if you realize it's a good team you're watching in Texas Tech, it's demoralizing to watch your team get beat this bad. It's just the honest truth. I mean, if Tech got beat this bad, I wouldn't be upset because I get to call it. Me and Brett had the luxury of calling the game by ourselves when they lost 9-0.
Yeah.
That was a game.
And I was on a camera for that game. That was not enjoyable.
Here's the 0-2 delivery, and Clemens just wants to go home, and she's mad. A grunt in the air, and she'll be 0 for 3 today, so no hits for Clemens. Played great in the outfield, but not so much in the batter's box. So that'll bring up Tatum Johnson for her potential final at-bat here in Lubbock, Texas. 1 for 2 today. Senior lefty, the only lefty in the lineup now, officially. Everyone else is right-handed batters, so only lefty on lefty matchup. Again, the first pitch is in, down and away for ball number 1. Iowa State getting the chance going, a little too late.
This game is not over.
There are 2 outs left. I'm just saying a little too late in getting the chant atmosphere going. I think you could have started after your solo shot. Here's a nibbler over to Tony and fires it across the diamond to List to get to Johnson. Nice play there from Haley. That is one thing you can count on from Haley Tony is elite defense. She had a couple blunders early in the season, but that's kind of settled down. And now you're down to your final out. And, of course, it would be Reagan Bartholomew who hit the solo shot and has walked today. She's the only batter you've not been able to retire. She's 1 for 1 with a walk and a home run.
It's a nice scripted moment right there.
Yeah, I did that on purpose. I punched in the numbers. I said we're doing that.
Okay.
Here's the first pitch to Bartholomew. It's just a solo shot. It's on.
Uh-oh. Well,
Huge shot from Reagan Bartholomew. Cuts the lead to 30, if you know what I'm talking about.
The Prophet strikes again?
Maybe.
Sort of?
Yeah, they've not been to retire. Bartholomew having a good showing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Chris Paul cuts the lead to
Yes.
42 moment.
Thank you, Leon Horner.
Our Chris Paul.
No, that's Iowa State's Chris Paul.
Oh, okay.
We're not. We're KTXT.
You didn't hear this from me, but
fair.
expect some news about Leon Horner very soon.
Yes.
Okay.
There are some rumblings happening. We've heard rumors from other rumors. Let's just clarify. We have no full source.
You heard it from someone who heard it from someone who heard it from
We
someone.
know the rumblings, and don't be shocked if it happens. Okay. And now you get to see Cadence Shepard. Of course, you would end the series on the hottest hitter. Oh no, Bartholomew today, 2 home runs.
Okay, look at where it says runs, and look at like the digit place for the 6, and look at Tex.
Yeah, it's 6-17. There's a 2-0 count here on Shepard. You can tell in the booth we're getting a little antsy. Get out of here, and so are the fans.
I got homework, man. Can we get this done?
I just want to eat.
That's so real. Okay, Shams.
Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's going to get in there for strike number 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike for Lincoln. I want to go back to that home run from Bartholomew. That thing was crushed.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no
long
chance
gone.
about that. It cleared the double wall. Lincoln settles, and here is that 2-1 delivery, and it's outside for ball number 3. So we might have to wait a little bit longer to send this thing home and get a sweep.
You ever been out there, like in the?
Yeah, well, like once in my life. For once in my life, I had. Okay, that's Stevie Wonder for anyone wondering.
You're not Stevie Wonder. Bro.
Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's a bloop over to Williams, and that will be all she wrote. Red Raiders take this one 17-6 on 14 hits and 4 errors, helpful from Iowa State. Iowa State put up a fight, 6 runs scored, all via the home run, a grand slam, and then Bartholomew. Bartholomew and Shepard accounted for 6 RBIs and 3 home runs. They win a combined 3 for 4. Outstanding stuff for them too, but Iowa State gets swept, all 3 run rules. They played a great team, Texas Tech. Red Raiders moved to 34-2 on the season. Still only lost 1 game at home, and that was also their only conference loss. They'll keep it home next week, though, as they'll take on – actually, no, sorry, they're going to travel to 1 game to go play ACU. But it's still in the area. It's 2.5 hours away. But they'll stay home for Big 12 play Thursday, Friday, Saturday against BYU. We're going to wrap up straight into this post-game show because we all kind of want to get out of here. So we'll break it open for questions or reactions. What can you take away? I will say, I told him this, I've said this in the yesterday's game. I said you shouldn't play to 7 against Iowa State. You do that today. Not playing to 7. Sweep them in a run rule.
I like that Coach Glasgow left Sam out there to finish the job. You gave up 3 home runs in this 3 home runs in this game. But she's like, nah, go out there and finish the job. We had the series won, but get yourself some reps in there.
Yeah, her ERA is going to take a hit, but
7-0 now.
I think the difference is last year when Samantha Lincoln allows 5 runs, you fear losing because you had to grind out games. You had to win 4-2, 4-1, 5-1. You had the occasional blow up where you scored 20 runs, but you weren't doing it at the prolific rate you're doing today. I mean, you just broke your home run record as a program, and it's not April.
Yeah.
You have 2. If things trend right, you have 2 more months of play.
Yeah, no, the Tech Bats have been on fire this entire season. And they showed that today. It was a fantastic game from Davis. 2 home runs. The error bunt run, whatever thing happened there, was great from her. And then a game from Lincoln where there was some off moments pitching, but overall finished the game out. Solid pitching. And no, it was just a fantastic game from Tech there. Really all you can ask for.
Yeah, that was the main concern coming last season was you had Nigel Kennedy, but you're getting 1 or 2 runs, like 2 runs of run support for Nigel Kennedy last year felt great. This year, you feel like double digits is kind of the expectation against a non-good team in conference. But when we get to the, Florida State, possibly Texas, and I like how Coach Glasgow, his mentality early in the season was we're not going to we're going to let Nyjah kind of gradually get into the rotation. And it's genius because you want her to be at her peak for the postseason. And you got one goal for Texas Tech, and that's to get back to that national championship.
You're trending to be a number 1 or the number 2 overall seed, which means you host all the way through Supers, which we might be able to have coverage of that. Yes, I'm looking at you, Cameron. We might be able to have coverage of that. No, it would be staff only because it'd be after school. So theoretically, y'all aren't students at that point.
I'd be here.
You would be here, but per the legality of our job, if you're not a student, you can't actually participate.
That is sad.
Yeah. So it'd be just staff only, but you can come say hi.
I can swing by. I can go watch.
There's no rule that says if you come by real quick and say hi and you say hi on the mic real quick, that's different. You just can't volunteer, if you know what I mean.
I get you.
But that's for like in May. We're in March. Brett, what do the Red Raiders need to do to carry this momentum in conference play?
No, I mean, it goes back to what it goes back to what we were talking about before. You know, to start the season, you were relying on your big bats a lot, and you kind of like settled in there. And now you've seen what happens if you find that fine line between hitting the long ball and getting base runners on base paths. And you're giving people players like Desi Spearman the chance to really shine, and you've seen what she can do with the ball, especially in college play.
Yeah, pure domination from your Red Raiders. Any final thoughts before I send this thing home? Also, by the way, shout out to Joel holding it down there in MCOM.
That's right.
He had to call the game Friday, had to call the game Saturday, and there are no days off for him. He had to put it right there. And so, shout out you, Joel. We love you. We support you. Everything you do for us.
If you missed this series, come back here on Thursday. BYU.
And if you really miss a series, all these are on YouTube after the game.
This is true.
Go back and listen through. We're going to clip some stuff, try to have some more social media content for that. But final remarks for Iowa State and for today.
Shout out the pink jerseys.
Shout out the pink jerseys. All right. Oh, it's anything.
Just you took care of business, got out of here a little early, put up 17. Just got all the momentum right now. Just continue sweeping in conference play and just don't take games for granted.
You showed you can win in multiple ways. Not almost shutouts the first 2 games. You let up 6 runs this time. You still win by 11. I can't count.
You score 36 runs against a Big 12 opponent who just swept Houston.
I don't care.
Took you to the ropes.
I don't care who you are. Putting up 36 runs in conference and in the Big 12, it's impressive.
The pitching is deep and the bats are hot.
So Texas Tech sweeps it here, and they've yet to lose a series in Big 12 play under Glasgow. We'll be back Tuesday, 3 p.m. Central. 3 and Out will be live. And then we'll have coverage Thursday, Friday, Saturday, being me and Brett for the whole series because Joel's going home for Easter.
Yes.
So Joel's going to go spend some time with family. And that'll be our last broadcast for 2 weeks. We'll be off all the way to the end of April. Will be the final week of April and then the first week of May. They kind of like coincides together because we start on the 30th and then on May 2nd. And those will be our final broadcasts. The broadcast season's winding down for here for the staff.
So
sad to see.
But, stay tuned for some announcements and stuff. We're going to try to work with the athletic department because on maybe if Techie hosts a regional, we should have coverage of it. It's down to space issue because I can legally say that. So as long as they don't sell this table to some random ESPN reporter who doesn't want to be here, we should be okay. I'm Cade Welty. Alongside me, of course, was Brett Ramirez, and Sam Squared was the volunteer group. By the way, Sam Squared, Sam has a show.
We do.
You both have a show because Sam and Sam have a show, and Sam is one of the Sam's main hosts.
Sam is the one that has the.
We got Sam and Sam talk about sports, so you can shout it out because after 3 and Out. So
it's after 3 and Out, and then after my show is his show.
We got Houston Sam, then we got Colorado Sam.
So that's Houston Sam and Colorado Sam. I'm Cade Welty.